Okay, do I have anybody else holding on to an A40 car? Anybody A-list preferred is welcome aboard at this time. A-list preferred, also anybody traveling with small children, welcome aboard for family boarding.
Hey, Bobby, can you do it overhead? If not, I'm closing out. Thank you.
Okay, B1 to 30, you have next welcome aboard. Number order B1 in the front, B30 in the rear, number one in between. Once again, folks, 100% completely full flight. Watching your bags closely. So, ladies, I'm repeating this again. If your purse makes the third piece, please, the top ladies, put your phone in your
Shaw limits, looking timid, need to back off. Punk ass cops and crackers want us with our black off. Thug like niggas is 96, I want the gang.
Would you rather?
Few years later, I'm really from it. We still kids. Crack off, nigga, I'm squeezing empty till the shell break. Fuck my image, I need to drop, I need the life face. Cause brain damage from my mechanics, two ways. Sell narcotics, slinging diamonds with your family.
Would you rather be gay or a murderer?
I would rather be either.
But you got to choose.
No, you don't.
Okay. I tried to get you, Jesse, but you're too slick. You're too slick for me.
Why are you trying to get me? That's not masculine. You're playing a woman's role.
Excuse me, Jesse. There's nothing more masculine than war.
You're playing a woman's role in trying to get me. Men are not supposed to play the female game of trying to get. Men lead the way. That's a woman's role.
Jesse, I'm a man and I'm doing battle. There's nothing more masculine than battle.
Who are you doing battle with?
With you.
Why? I'm not doing battle with you.
Well,
I didn't even know
you don't know that
battle.
you aren't yet, but we're interlocutors.
And why? I thought we were friends.
But you called me a woman.
I said that if you're doing battle with me right now, you're playing the woman's game.
Is battle a woman's game?
That kind of battle is.
Oh. Would you rather be gay?
What subversion is the process which is called demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a society. This is the time sufficient to educate one generation, to shaping up the outlook, ideology, personality, influencing of various areas where public opinion is formulated or shaped. Religion, educational system, social life, administration, law enforcement system, military, and labor and employer relations. In case of religion, destroy it, ridicule it, replace it with faith, whether it is naive, primitive, doesn't really matter. As long as the basically accepted religious dogma is being slowly eroded and taken away from the supreme purpose of religion, to keep people in touch with the supreme being, that serves the purpose. Distract people's attention from the real faith and attract them to various different faiths. Education. Distract them from learning something which is constructive, pragmatic, efficient. Instead of mathematics, physics, foreign languages, chemistry, teach them anything, as long as it takes you away from the natural links, away from the natural links, as long as it takes you away from the natural, from the natural, instead of social life and friendship between neighbors, establish social workers, and people who are on payroll of whom? Society? No. Bureaucracy. The main concern of social workers is not your family, not you. The main concern is a check from the government. The result of their social work doesn't really matter. As long as it takes you away from the natural links, from the natural links, away from the natural links, from the natural links. As long as it takes you away structure. The natural bodies of administration by people at large or appointed by elected leaders of society are being actively substituted by artificial bodies whom nobody elected. Most of the people don't like them at all, and yet they exist. Who elected them? They have so much power, monopolistic power on your mind. They can break your mind.
Ladies and gentlemen aboard American Airlines flight to Los Angeles, we will be down here shortly. Flight attendants will be coming down shortly with a safety briefing. If you could please pay your best attention, as safety is our main concern here. We will be going shortly. Flight attendants will get the cabin
If you're a
ready
web designer,
here
here are 4
very
web
shortly.
studio
Appreciate
features
that.
you gotta know.
Law enforcement, law and order organization and structure is being eroded. For the last 20, 25 years, in new movies, a policeman is a big, rude policeman. He abuses his power. A criminal looks unproductive only because society offended him. Radicalization of human relations. No more compromise. Fight. The normal, traditionally accepted relations are destabilized. Fight. The most difficult, simplest answer to the subversion, by bringing back the society to something that you cannot touch and eat and put on yourself, like gold. All the sophisticated technology and computers will not prevent society from disintegrating and eventually dying. The moment we turn into 2x2 is 4 and make it a guiding principle of our life, our existence, we die. Even though this is true, and this we cannot prove, when we can prove, so the answer to ideological subversion, strike with the power of spirit and moral superiority. If you don't have that power, it's high time to develop it. And that's the only answer. Human beings, intelligent, moral agents of God. Millions sacrifice their life, freedom, comfort, everything for things like God.
Shopify really enabled us to
suffer from whiplash. This girl's not screaming, I think we're gonna crash. The driver's speaking and the car is still intact. It was only minor, oh that's the end of that. Oh, that's the end of that, as I know.
Welcome to your American Airlines flight.
On its way to one of more than 350 destinations.
In countries across the globe.
Made possible by our more than 130,000 dedicated team members.
Who all do it for one reason. You! That's why your safety is so important to us. So let's go over some in-flight instructions so that we can get you safely on your way.
To buckle your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. To open, lift the top of the buckle. If you're seated in the premium cabin and your seat is also equipped with a shoulder belt, fasten the belt by attaching it to the buckle until you hear a click. If you're seated in the premium cabin and your seat is equipped with a push button, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. Then, fasten your shoulder belt by attaching it to the buckle until you hear a click. To open, simply press on the button. The shoulder belt must be worn during taxi, takeoff, and landing. And remember, seatbelts should be fastened whenever you're seated in case of unexpected turbulence. Now, make sure your seat is upright. All larger electronic devices are put away, carry-ons are placed all the way under the seat in front of you, and your tray table is stowed. Larger carry-on luggage goes in the overhead bin. If you have a handheld device, please switch it to airplane mode now. If your electronic device falls into your seat, please do not adjust your seat and contact a crew member for assistance. U.S. law prohibits smoking, including e-cigarettes, at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the lavatories may result in a fine. U.S. law requires all to comply with lighted and posted signs and crew member instructions. Now let's review the safety card in your seat pocket, which explains the safety features of this airplane, including the location and operation of exits and flotation devices. This aircraft is designed with escape path lighting on or near the floor. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, leave all carry-ons behind and follow the lights quickly and safely to the nearest exit. A sign will indicate you have reached your exit. All exits on this airplane are clearly marked. Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind, it may be behind you. All door exits have evacuation slides to use in the unlikely event of an emergency. In a water evacuation, slides may be used as life rafts. You'll find the exact location on your safety card. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane. If the cabin loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, pull down on the mask or the red streamer to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and put the elastic band over your head. Then pull the straps to tighten and breathe normally. Remember to always put your own mask on first before helping others. Life vests are located under, next to, or between your seat. For help locating them, see your safety card. To remove the vest, pull the tab or compartment handle to break the seal. Remove the vest from the package like this. Put the vest over your head, wrap the strap around your waist, attach the buckle, and pull tight. Once outside, pull the tab to inflate your vest or blow into the red tube. In the water, a light on your vest will automatically illuminate. If necessary, an infant life vest will be distributed by a crew member. The safety card shows how to use it.
It's our honor to care for you on your journey. If you have any questions, please refer to the safety card or feel free to ask any of the cabin crew as they do their final cabin check. And as always, let us know if there's anything we can do to make your journey more enjoyable.
American Airlines. We fly so you can soar.
Welcome to your American Airlines
Lying in my room quite late one night, something I could see made me check my sight.
absorbing information, sleeping on Bibles at night. Edgar never took a dollar and loosening his collar in a state of self-hypnosis. He makes his diagnosis. Yes, we see the body.
American Airlines 2552 requesting takeoff clearance on runway 26.
Oh my Lord, Christian mystic X-ray vision betrays my graded mind. His eyelids start to flutter. Read the headlines, spanning time. A moonlighting photographer, Gladys Davis, his stenographer. He drank the World War fire, drank the river of Sahara. Yes, we see the body. Yes, we see the body of my Lord. Oh, my love.
Flight attendants prepare for takeoff. you doing, folks? Happy Friday. We're about to get going here. American Airlines out of Jacksonville, Florida, on our way to Los Angeles. Should be a nice flight. Appreciate it. Should be some nice in-flight entertainment, not too much weather, and a nice flight. We got many ballers on board, folks. Just kick back and relax. You are flying Anchor Baby Airlines, American Airlines, Extreme Fridays. Appreciate it. Folks, appreciate it. We're about to get out of here. We're flying beautifully, flying out of Jacksonville International. We're going to LAX here. Should be a nice flight, plenty of in-flight entertainment. Like I just said, this is your captain speaking, the American Anchor Baby. Folks, tell me, how's my mic right now? Let me know how I sound. Am I coming in clear and loud yet without that incessant buzzing and clicking? They might still be there a little bit. Help me out, chat, on that one, because we got the American Airlines microphones right now. And you know, we do appreciate the upgraded tech here, flying American. What's up, JB Live, King of Wiccomundo, Matthew? What's up, 5x5 from Mark? I appreciate that. Good call. Mildly attractive Snake Pit chat tard. Appreciate that. You're in the chat. We got everybody. We got William Nada, Reese's Vids. Nice. What's up, Rome? What's up, Carver? Yes, Gunner, Kevin. We got Thomas, 3D, Lord Spike Protein, Rose. I appreciate everybody being here. Everything is fake. Stephen Will. Absolutely amazing. Jado, Nation State. What's up, Kaya? What's up, Birdie Bound Brian? We got air marshals on board, so be on your best behavior. Now, how is my sound? How's my sound if I have this plane noise in the background? No, even if I had it at 1 last time, it was too loud. Beautiful. Whoa, whoa! Maybe not that loud. How you doing, Sugar Pancake Face? Kilo Alpha Tango. Thank you. Nice call sign in the chat. Kilo Alpha Tango. So we are flying our Xbox 2 departure out of Jacksonville International. And it seems we may have hit a snafu. Let's check our flight computer here. Make sure there's no break in the flight plan, because it seems like, see, look, we're supposed to go out as, these are all waypoints if you don't know what you're looking at. And we need to be flying. Well, it seems to be going fine. I mean, as long as it flies, right? As long as we get there, that's no problem with me. FAA will be okay with us. They know we're doing a show. All right, let's see if we can fly direct to this waypoint, and then we can set it and forget it. Direct to Xbox. We want to go there directly. Nice. And our autopilot is engaged and will be taking us nav TCAS standby. Well, that's not good. All right, folks. See, we're flying the fly-by-wire A320neo today, and it's quite real. You know, they did their best in making this one as realistic as possible. So we might run into a whole bunch of snags and snafus today, but nothing your pilot and little Google can't handle. Speaking of your pilot, why don't we say hello? How you doing, folks? We got the light. We need some brightness here. This is your captain speaking. The American Anchor Baby. Let me just turn up this light here. Hold on. Boom. Let there be light. How you doing, folks? How's your Friday? We're flying so nice, and what can I say? Your pilot's happy. Flying a little slower than we want, though. Hold on, we're in the cockpit. See, this is why you got to be aware. Awareness is key. See how close we are to a stall? Now, why class are we almost stalling? You see, if a plane doesn't fly fast enough, it will fall out of the sky, class. Do you know why we are not flying fast enough? How about this? Let's set it and forget it. Speed that up. Get us up there. We will be appreciative, computer. We got a show to run. Okay, I think that's a nice speed. I think that's a beautiful speed. And we'll just let that run its course. American Airlines, how you doing, everybody? We got plenty of people to welcome into the Ballers Lounge here. We'll get to that. Be a little patient. We will get to everybody here. What's up, Rumble? Rumble.com/American Anchor, baby. I see a new name, Neheb. Pleasure. Thank you. What's up, everybody over there? D-Live. A little low, but clear. I'm glad that it's clear. It's not like I could maybe even boost it a bit. Let me know if it starts getting into that buzzy territory. Test. Where you start hearing that graphical buzz. That I don't know what it is, but it's like a... Let me know if you guys hear that. What the... Is that... That's a cool little emoji over there on D-Live. That's cool. Thank you for that. DLive.tv/Gorgonzola. Test. That should be louder. But still avoiding the flutter. All the fluttering. Okay. Absolutely incredible. We're flying. We're really doing it, Ma. Look. Yeah, I think we're set. We're climbing. It's incredible. Now, there's a couple warnings here. It says TCAS standby. Now, I'm looking down at my TCAS here, and it looks like it's on standby. There you go. Now I turned it on. Now should appear on radars all over. I'm not a ghost. So that's good. Okay, this ground spoiler's armed. I don't know what that means. We're going to ignore that. This means... Now, this orange warning is a little bit more serious. That means... That has something to do with wind shear. Wind shear is pretty bad. I don't know exactly what wind shear is. Don't tell my employers that. But I know it's bad. And it says... I think it's saying that we don't have protection from wind shear. Again, we'll ignore that too. Okay. Because we're flying. Look, what are you worried about? Okay. And seatbelts are on, so that's good. You can see that on the screen. That's good. Seatbelts are on. Once we get up to our cruising altitude of 39,000 feet, we'll be turning on the airphone, taking calls, welcoming the ballers. Now you hear the flutter. Thank you. Yeah, it's slight. Sibilance. Yeah, we'll be welcoming the ballers. Maybe we'll be prematurely welcoming the ballers if we find the time here. Flying out KJAX to KLAX, as you can see, with our international codes. Look, there's a snazzy... This is how they got the fly-by-wire plane. They got it real... It's like engineers, pilots, software guys, gamers. They got together to build digitally really good representation of the A320neo. Even with your little iPad. It even comes with your little iPad and your little coffee stand. Look, you can even drink your little coffee. This is our flight plan for today for anyone who's interested in that kind of stuff. Our block fuel. Where are our pilots? Where are our aviation enthusiasts in the chat? I've been really into aviation accidents lately. I mean, I've been reading them all the way through. They're really fascinating. They are so interesting. They are commentaries on the mind, how doubt and evil spirits can enter the cockpit, even with experts, people who have been doing it forever, and how So many things. Maybe we can get into one of them. And the changes in philosophy and how people are not learning. You can go ahead. We got people in the cabin trying to go to the bathroom or grab their jackets. Aviation accidents, okay? They're really interesting. And how being upset. You know how you're at work and someone criticizes you and tells you how, you're being some way that has truth about you, not even in a mean way, and you get mad. That stuff brings down planes. And you get mad and you don't want to, and you just don't act right. You don't work exactly how you did before you got mad. That stuff brings down airplanes. Yeah. It's crazy. Maybe we'll get into it here, but we are in the cockpit. And yeah, we're happy. We're here. Okay. Let's check let's make sure our chart is ready for our we'll do that later. Okay. We're for now flying in a nice way. What's up, tall man? This ain't a Boeing, no sir. We are flying Airbus A320neo. Did we just freeze? What happened here? Hold on. Oh no, we're good. I was worried there. What's up, Matthew? What's up, everybody? What's up? Okay, hold on. Let's get ourselves situated here, because we got people to welcome. We got some very kind people. This was my alternative takeoff song for today. While the flight attendant, the flight attendants are getting the Ballers Lounge ready, and I'm so thankful. American Anchor Baby is so thankful. Anchor Baby Airlines is very thankful. So let's take a moment to show our gratitude here. Okay? If you just give me one moment. Oh, yes. The luxurious, the full of leg room, full of snackies and drinkies and just so much luxury and happenstance. We're talking about the Ballers Lounge. We do appreciate everybody who's joining us today on the Ballers Lounge. I want to tell you we're starting this off with a big thanks to Lord Spike Protein, who kicked off with a very generous donation a couple days ago. Kicked off some super chats and kicked off a donation train. It was a American Anchor Baby show, so it was during the week. We weren't flying, but his generosity activated something in me, which caused my generosity to just swell. And so we gave everybody first class tickets. Everybody who super chatted that day. Lord Spike Protein, thank you so much. Matthew, we need Jabrail, NTP, we need Jessica, we need Kale, Somogi, we need Court Green, Lord Bibby, 42, Chris, C-Sal, all those names. You are in the Ballers Lounge. Please sit in your respective Ballers Lounge seats, you freaking ballers. Amazing. Incredible. And that's not even close to the end, because Wow, we're having a big Ballers Lounge, big first class ticket sale bonanza. I do appreciate it. Let's kick it off here with Birdie Bound Brian says your Get It Off Your Chest Day production was amazing. Had me laughing. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. Get it off your chest. Hake Report is in the Ballers Lounge. Do not make a mistake. He's in there. Kaya in North Carolina, also in the Ballers Lounge, says, excuse me while I make my way to first class. Thank you in advance for an amazing Friday night flight, Nick. No problem, Kaya. I appreciate you being a baller. Birdie Bound Brian, back-to-back super chat, says, cheers. Kaya with a back-to-back says, mildly attractive. Here's $5 on it. Frederick from LA keeping the train going with the generosity. I appreciate it, sir. Only Pharaoh in first class. Yes, sir. And the Pharaoh seat is his. Flight attendants, please be sure to give him the Pharaoh treatment. Thank you very much. Thomas with a super chat says the Duke of Orange has arrived. Outfit my section with orange decor. Dining on the finest delicacies with complimentary liquor. If I look familiar, you've never seen me before. Thomas of Zealand, the Prince of Splendor. Luxury is yours, sir, because you are in first class. Matthew, first class is yours, says Nick got that energy. Carver says shirt idea, put your face and ankle over the Tar Baby. You're talking about a remix of the Tar Baby shirt already? That's a pretty good idea. Thomas back-to-back super chat says sending over orange bitters to Matthew's suite. We got the ballers trying to outball each other. It's incredible, truly. And such generous moves to each other. Incredible. Truly. And one more, do not forget Santino, who says he is the American Anchor, baby. What a incredible crew. Ballers only. Bringing up the luxury level of the whole plane. Even the people in the back are enjoying it. This is totally flying music for some reason. Don't you agree? Like some cheesy music. Some cheesy airplane movie. We're just getting situated here, catching our VOR so we can get ourselves over there. Incredible. Ballers Lounge smelling like beef jerky. What the? Don't worry, we got APU bleed on, so we're circulating a massive amount of air. You gotta love the modern planes. All right. So now that we got the ballers on board, now that we're chilling, everybody's happy, enjoying their Friday. Let me move my camera. What can I say? There's a couple things on my mind. There's things I want to get into. I guess the news is war stuff, but who cares? I'll still inform you very briefly, but wake me up when it pops off, I guess, huh? U.S. moves more forces into the Middle East to prepare for imminent Iranian strike on Israel. Pentagon sends aircraft carrier that can intercept missiles to the Red Sea. The U.S. is basically saying that they're worried Iran is about to strike. And it's because of that killing of... It was that strike on the Iranian embassy, which from Israel. That escalated things even further. If it wasn't already escalated, right? The Pentagon is beefing up its presence in the region. And the USS Dwight Eisenhower, you know about that. The aircraft carrier that's situated in the region, placing a lot of pressure. Okay, U.S. officials fear that hundreds of drones and dozens of missiles could be used in a retaliation from the April 1st strike. So we'll see. We'll see. Iran's supreme leader vowed retribution. I wanted to show you this quickly. It seems like the Hamas, Hezbollah, all those people, they're saying some are saying that they're serious now. Over the past minutes, all official channels belonging to major axis of resistance forces, that's Hezbollah, Hamas, and and Gaza, Houthis, the PMF, shared this propaganda poster with the caption, "On the road for Jerusalem." It's a hint that an all-in joint regional attack on Israel might happen soon. Pretty nasty stuff. You see this bombing ship. It looks like a carrier. Is that a ship? What is that? What are we supposed to make of that? I mean, that doesn't look like an aircraft carrier, but maybe the artist just wasn't good. Are they trying to say that's the USS Dwight Eisenhower sank by the Houthis? Anyways, that's some of the news. That's some of the news. We have to take a moment though. We have to take a moment to welcome a new baller alert. Do not miss this baller. Flight attendants, please. That's Terry Strage says, love you, Glizzy. Love you back, Terry. We love Terry, right? Thomas, back to back super chats says first class super chat says free baller pass for delighted to be here. You know what that means, delighted. Welcome, sir, into the Ballers Lounge. Inculcated. You were sponsored into the Ballers Lounge. Yes, Thomas. Yes, delighted to be here. You adopted the Ballers Lounge. Thanks to Thomas, who was molded by it. Absolutely incredible. Is that everybody? Whoa, hold on. Lamps, please gently make your way to the Ballers Lounge. Says, your vocabulary makes my heart grow 2 sizes per day. Right on, Lamps. Can we get a little shot of the Ballers Lounge as Lamps comes in and takes their seat and reclines fully and enjoys the perks of being a baller. A round of... it doesn't stop. You guys are truly incredible. The ballers outball each other. We have a round of drinks coming into the Ballers Lounge. It's truly a party up here, but don't worry, folks in the back. We got a show for you, too. We have a show for you, too. Rome 13 is in the Ballers Lounge. Thomas bought you a ticket. Look, we got to do these things. These things are important, and they cannot be forgotten. Since, they're ballers. What can I say? We appreciate it. On the war, though, who's sending Iran their energy? You know what I'm saying? Like the spirit bomb. You guys know what a spirit bomb is, right? At this point, you should know what a spirit bomb is, right? You know what a spirit bomb is, right? Look, this is 4chan, apparently. Iran needs our energy. Help. It's just pictures of Goku. Raise your arms to send Iran energy. Now, I don't know why we're I understand some people have mentioned their support for Iran because America is against us. I mean, namely, where I'm getting that from is Nick Fuentes' Telegram, if you don't know. If you know anything. But, I follow his Telegram. Sometimes I see a show. Very interesting Telegram, but okay. Send your energy to Iran. I get it. We don't like the American regime. We don't like them. But okay. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say either way. That's just so. It's just saying so much. It would be like playing chess with so many lives. Not saying that. And to do that without any information, I'd rather not even say. I'd rather not even play with that. What should we do and who should we support? And should we, if we had the ability to accelerate Iran's purposes, to accelerate a war, to create chaos, because it might be good for us. I'm just gonna stay out of it. That might be a good idea, but I just don't know. I'm gonna stay out of it. Iran so far. Iran so far away. Wow, so many ballers, so little time. You people are truly amazing. Nick just does the Trump teeth sucking in thing all the time now. Kevin Howe, I appreciate it. You really do have a pull. You're one of those people in the chat who got a finger on the pulse of the anchor, baby. You're in my mind, for better or for worse, whether I like it or not. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm like, get out of there, man. And he's been cataloging this transformation. It used to be an impression. Now I just talk like Trump. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate you being here. Gold went up again. Nick Stream. America is betting against the dollar. Is that financial advice? What's up, Frederick? Appreciate you being a baller. But yes, they want to fight. They want to have a war. Some do. We don't. We don't want a war. Right? We don't want a war. Not us. I don't want to see these people die either. But if they're going to war it out, like I said, you know my take. If I was Israel, I'd do what they do, right? If I was Israel. I'd do... You were attacked. You were attacked, like Trump said. I'd do the same thing. But I don't know. That's just me personally, right? If I was at the controls, if I was at the helm, but I'm not. And this has to do with American money and taxpayers and that. Y'all handle it, please. Please. It's almost time to remind y'all of my more brutish take of the region. Europeans just got to come back. Europeans got to come back and get the Semites under control. All the Semites. Yeah. I know it's clunky. It's brutish. Tell me where I'm wrong. All right, folks. I believe we are now 34,000 feet and just climbing so beautifully that and so confidently and that I got to say I think it's time to open up the airphone here. That's 760-515-3855 if you want to jump on the line there and hold up and call the Anchor Baby. Call your host, the American Anchor Baby. As we get into some things here and all that, it's up to you. We got plenty of flight to get to. And you know what's on my mind first? OJ Simpson. Who know? Someone help me. Wait, Thomas, what are you asking? Thomas in my chat says, what do you mean by that, Nick? Wait, what do I mean by what? My only issue with Israel is the hypocrisy of preaching to everyone else about Nazis, and they have an ethno state basically. A lot of hypocrisy being revealed, right? In a sense, I don't see the controversy personally, but that's because I'm just kind of ignorant. Because the first Jews I met were here in LA. I don't remember meeting Jews or Mexicans in Canada, and I met them out here. So when I hear things like, oh, they're like I don't know, certain ways, I don't find that controversial to say. Like, a lot of people are certain ways. It's called stereotypes. Anyways, where were we? We're opening up the airphone. We're letting people call in. And I got OJ Simpson on the mind. I'd like people to maybe inform me because I don't know anything about him. It's one of those Americana things that just came and went. I missed it. Orenthal, the juice. Speaking of juice, yeah, I might need some help. We got maybe a little. I'll do a little Googling maybe, because you know he died, and there's some interesting things that have been coming out. I've just been trying to understand this story, not that deeply, but I bet you it's fascinating. I've just totally missed it. The fascinating story. The fascinating story of Orenthal. Is it Orenthal James? We got calls. We got calls already.
Call from
Josh.
Hold up. We got callers. Josh, I believe Josh, Georgia, you're on the air.
What's up, man?
Hey. How you doing, sir?
Hey. I was going to talk about OJ, man. I heard you. Were you gonna talk about him first? Or?
No. You're welcome to. I have nothing to say about him. I have some funny videos. I have some things to maybe inform myself on. The thing is I'm so ill-informed, and it's a thing. You know, he just died. I know nothing, and I'd appreciate it. Maybe. What do you got to say about him? I'd appreciate anything.
Man,
the juice.
Okay,
I know he was a football player, and that he was accused of killing someone, and like it was a huge controversy. That's like as much as I know.
Right.
And the Bronco,
right.
I know about the Bronco.
Okay, the white Bronco. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that Bronco.
Yeah.
I think it's clean.
Clean.
Yeah.
Clean.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say that. I remember I was in the second grade. I believe it was 94 or 95 when he beat the case.
Oh yeah.
And I got out of school, and it was like my mom was like all happy. You know, she was into the black thing. You know, it was like a holiday that he beat. the case, but I heard white people. Now that I saw the JLP episode on it too, like the throwback JLP.
So you said there's a throwback. See if you remind me here. So it's one that we posted from a while ago.
Yeah, Hake would know it, but it was
Very
right
cool.
after when that happened, and like it was just stirring black people versus white people thing. All the black people were celebrating that.
Dang.
Kind of like it was like a mini George Floyd type thing, you know, or a mini I don't know.
What do you
It's
know
just
about
pushing racial.
the Rodney King stuff? And that was before. That was before OJ.
Right. Yeah. That was just the first George Floyd. That was just the original George Floyd
Right.
propaganda thing, and it was dumb, but it, you know.
So I'm definitely
I
aware
did
of
the
that
exact same
controversy.
thing as- was that?
I'm definitely aware of that controversy of did he do it and that he got away with it. So definitely aware that many blacks had like I felt it was beyond the case. It was a racial thing. I guess off the bat, in your opinion, did he do it?
Everybody knew he did it.
So
Everybody
yeah, that's
knew
what I
he
wanted
did
to
it.
ask. Yeah, what was that? What's the general consensus
ev-
here? It's like everyone knew he did it. Everyone just felt like that.
Yeah, I mean, even black people, everyone knew he did it, but it's like it's just the hive mindset of you supposed, you know, you black, so you're supposed to identify with all the blacks, and
Right.
you're supposed to celebrate that.
I feel like I
this Negro got
totally
away with
missed the
murder.
whole thing. I never really thought about it at all.
Yeah.
It just came and went.
And another thing, you know, OJ was in the Roots, right? You know, he was in the Roots, like the original.
So Roots, help me. Is that a series, a movie? I know it's like
Yeah.
about race a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest propaganda things that turned my parents into thinking the white man is their enemy. And that was that happened that came out in the 70s, and that was one of the biggest things that changed black people's attitude towards white people in America.
I've heard that referenced a lot, and for that reason, you're connecting the dots for me here, man. Thank you. So
yeah,
OJ,
Frederick LA will tell you about it. When Frederick called in, he better mention,
nice.
he better talk about it.
Yeah, I appreciate the information.
Shout out.
We'll get into it here a little bit. You know, we got other things to get into, but man, I guess anything else you want to say about it?
No, that's all I know about. You know, it's the black thing. You know, Kim Kardashian's dad was the lawyer.
Oh,
that
the
got him off.
Kardashian
You
connection.
remember
What do you know about that?
Right.
So he was the lawyer. And when you say
her
the
dad-
Kardashian, you're talking about the Armenian one, the one that's the father of
her
Kim.
biological dad.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know that. So it's just the dumb black culture. You really don't. You're not missing anything without knowing about it. It's just all black culture things and growing up black. You thought it was important, but it really means nothing.
Dang. And you know
So
what?
you
I'm
don't
seeing
really
these
got-
clips come out of apparently of a juror now, and some people. There's articles. There's this one clip I'm gonna play of a CNN reporter, and the things they're saying, even for someone like me who doesn't know about anything, it seems like the bottom fell out even further on reality, especially for the blacks. I'll show you, and you maybe let me know what you think in the chat, and anybody else. We'll get into it here. Is there anything else you want to say before we move the wheels?
I just say you're better off not knowing. So don't be ashamed for not.
Oh
knowing.
yeah.
It's all dumb. Is the bottom line.
I'm cool just knowing. I'm cool with people informing me surface level stuff so that I could just know. But the details, the nitty gritty. I mean, if you want to call in, but hey, whatever. Appreciate it,
That's
sir.
all.
Call me
Appreciate it,
again.
man. Thank you. Yes, sir. All right, man.
Now I'm heading down a one-way track. One ways don't come back. They just keep going on hand.
We gotta welcome an absolute baller, one of the ballers of all ballers. Lin Yan Chin says all nations are ethnicities unto themselves. Only mouth breathers misunderstood nation as just another way to say country. You're so right, Lin Yan Chen. It's the people. Extra dim ones conflate state, a.k.a. government, with the ethnicities they serve. A little bit of perspective. Lin Yan Chen, please, sir, sit in the Baldur's Lounge.
Loneliness taking me on a one-way trip on down the track. My soul is burning, the wheels are turning. Hey, Mr. Engineer, won't you bring my baby back?
I believe we have a caller. Appreciate it. Your name and where are you calling from?
Kaya in North Carolina.
We got Kaya calling from the Ballers Lounge. Much appreciated. How you doing, Kaya?
Hey, Nick. How are you? I'm well.
All is well. Thank you.
Right on. I was just calling in because I'm off work on a Friday for once.
Nice.
And, yeah, I was just going to chat with you for a second, if you don't mind.
Please.
Yeah, right on. So, recently I got promoted at work, and I work in a restaurant.
Ooh.
You used to work in a restaurant too, right?
Love it. Yes.
Okay.
Exciting.
So what's that?
I said exciting.
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting. So I'm not going to dox myself and say which restaurant, but it's pretty popular corporate type style restaurant.
Nice,
so I'm
nice.
training right now in my management position. And I don't know what it is about people that work in restaurants and why they tend to be, I'm talking about myself, but why they tend to be a little crazy and degenerate and low standard. What is that about?
I don't know. Okay, let me see if I get. I swear I should have maybe thought deeper on this by now. That is a great question. And
the only thing, no, you go.
First
Sorry.
thing that comes to mind is that like it's the like should I say low what do you say, like low barrier to entry kind of thing, but yet it's not like a McDonald's
anybody
job.
accepted.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, so I thought of it in that way, but I've looked at myself to see how did I end up in the service industry in the first place, right? So it was when I was younger, I started off in nightclubs. Like that was the first time I ever waitressed was in a nightclub, and it was terrifying. But it was also very much ego because you get a lot of attention and it's fast paced and it's like thrilling, right? But now that I'm older and I went back into the service industry, I strictly did it because I knew I could have a flexible schedule and I knew I was able to tolerate people a little bit better than I did when I was younger. And because you can kind of skate, it's a very relaxed, type of job, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize that so many other people, I didn't realize so many people were so effed up that work in restaurants.
Yeah, it's always
they're really going through things in life.
Yeah, big time.
But
shout out to the kitchen people.
Yeah, shout out to all of them, right? Because it's still a decent job and you're going to make your money and you can move up blah, 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 the whole nine. But what's very crazy is that in this region that I'm at, everybody has this the managers I have now, which are women, they have crazy mama spirits. The first manager I worked under, she would let certain team members call her mom, and she called everybody her babies. All of you guys are my babies, and I told her, not me. Don't put me in that, group. And now the manager, the GM that I'm under now, she refers to herself as grandma because she's in her mid-50s. And so all of her team members that are under her, she's considering them like grandchildren. And she calls herself grandma as the manager.
I've seen stuff like that. Like that.
What do you think about that?
I've never seen that in a kitchen personally. And right off the top is an interesting thing that you're bringing up because I wonder, I guess now that I think about it, every restaurant I worked at nope, except for one, was a head chef was a man. And when I think about it, I'm remembering that one head chef I had that was a woman. It was at the Chateau. And everyone, I remember first of all that everyone, especially the Mexicans, like they were the bosses.
They were the true bosses. They had her around their fingers. They could do no wrong. They could do whatever they want. And you could see it. You could see it that she was just out of her depth, but at the same time posing. She was like, I'm the boss. But you could see she was totally out of her depth, and it was just posing.
I just find it strange that in any field, whether it's a restaurant or an office setting, if you're over people, I find it strange that you would refer to yourself as a family member in that regard, and especially a grandparent or a mother. You know, that takes a certain.
Are there some?
I just think that's strange to,
are there some
to
natural
create
instincts
that
here? Maybe
kind of relationship.
You think maybe some natural instincts happening here that have been denied or something like that? I don't know.
What do you mean from like that
From
role
these
for the
from these
person?
women, female managers who have some kind of almost natural urge to create a family out of their coworkers there, out of their employees.
Well, and even it's kind of what I see, which is like super deep, like not trying to be funny, but I can see how these women, their ego is so big, they really believe that this is their position in their role instead of just their job to manage these people. They truly believe they have room to be in people's business, to talk sassy when they feel like it, to turn around and talk trash, you know, in an unprofessional way about these people, to baby them, to coddle them, because that's what they do. They're not really managing anything. They're just like ruling over, like how women do, in that matriarchal, evil kind of way. And they're like super full of themselves.
That's a total
it's very
personality.
weird. Yeah, it is. It's a person. That's what it is.
And it's so evil.
Yeah, it is, but they don't know.
People call it cute.
They
Oh, it's just
don't-
personality. That's actually so crazy when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's very, very cringe, and it's very it's inappropriate, but it's
Definitely.
accepted. It's very accepted to be this like mama bitch kind of role.
No,
Excuse my
and
French.
nobody says anything.
It's after the sun is going down.
No, the sun's
so.
down. Sun's
Yeah,
down.
nobody says anything. They participate with it. They all participate. Like it's normal to just have this woman worshipy kind of attitude, so much so that we can't even fully function at work because we're not viewing each other in the proper way. It's
That
weird. So I'm,
is
every day
satanic.
though, I have to watch myself to see, like, am I judging these people for what they don't know?
True.
Because they don't know they're behaving like this.
So you're gonna find yourself in like a managerial position, no?
Yup. Lord
Very
willing,
interesting.
yeah. I
Very
got
cool.
I'm training right now, so I should be done in
Well,
June.
good luck with that.
Yeah, thank
Sincerely.
you.
I think you might do a good job because I get the impression that you're not gonna have a personality about it and be like, I'm the boss. I'm your boss now.
Yeah.
And when especially if it's a woman, you know, who's managing, things will gel. I think personally, it'll gel so much easier, and everybody, it'll work. You know what I'm saying here?
Yeah. Well, even in I totally do, but even in the way
you'll
that
still be the boss.
I
Anyway,
got it. No, you're good. I wasn't really trying to get that role. It was just the way that I ended up in the restaurant I was at. It was just a mess, and I just kept on doing what was in front of me, which was working, you know, and just doing my job. And slowly but surely, these little doors opened up, and I just, you know, kept
you put
allowing
the
myself
time
to
in.
walk through them.
Yeah, you put the time in. You got the skills to pay the bills. Don't be shy.
And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's not about the title. It's about paying those bills.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
That's all it's about.
Nice.
Just paying the bills.
Heck yeah.
But yeah,
I remember
appreciate you,
working at a steakhouse, like a chain steakhouse, and the people who had manager jobs there it was such a good position. It truly was, like, and they had families and they were able to like really grow. So.
Can you say which one or? No?
It was a Canadian steakhouse. Let me remember. It was.
Okay.
It was Canadian steakhouse. It was, what was it called? It was
well, if it was Canadian, I'm not gonna know regardless.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I was,
yeah.
I was just trying to see
guess.
if it was related to the chain that I'm associated with, but it wasn't. So don't wreck your
Probably
brain.
not,
I ain't gonna
but
know
maybe.
anyway.
I can't remember.
No, we're not in Canada.
It might not be just Canadian.
What do you mean then, Canadian steak? What is that, like a
Canyon Creek.
style of...
Canyon Creek. That's
that
what it's
sounds
called.
pretty Canadian.
Yeah, it might be. Right
that
on,
sounded
Kaya.
Canadian. Yeah, cool. I appreciate the time, Nick, and I'm loving the show,
Big
as
time.
always.
Thank you so much. Hey, call me again.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Lin Yan Chin with a back-to-back first-class super chat says 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. That's like a Japanese type speak for sparkle blouse. Did you guide Lord Goodhair in use of proprioception as medium for enhancing visual and audio data to the point of reading the inner flow of ki in others? Ki sense is vital. No, Lin Yan Chin, but I've been thinking about all your commentary on ki ever since you sent it to me. Fascinating. OJ Simpson, the NFL star turned murder suspect, died of cancer on Wednesday. He was 76. In a statement yesterday, Simpson's family said he passed surrounded by his children and grandchildren. Known as the Juice by his fans, Simpson played in the NFL for 11 seasons. However, his legacy was tarnished after he was charged with the murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman. I didn't even know that there was another person dead. Millions tuned in to watch the televised 1995 trial, which was dubbed the trial of the century. He was ultimately acquitted in the case. Anyways, whoever wants to give me some info, you're more than welcome. I want to play a little video here, get myself informed, and I want to show you what Black Americans, what I've learned about really all people, the soul, and what some even modern Black Americans, we shouldn't be surprised that heart is dark, on OJ Simpson. Fascinating things. So he was a football player. Incredible.
I think people have completely overlooked
ball and you go.
Was he good?
I've
Anybody
seen
know?
Footage
Was
of
the juice amazing?
OJ Simpson running the football dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of times, and I can't for the life of me even remember the number of the guy handing him the ball. He had no element of surprise. He had no passing game to sort of change the way defensive played him, and he was incredibly effective. He was not going to play in a Super Bowl. There was no shot. So he has this game on Thanksgiving where he rushes for 273 yards.
So was he good? Yes, very good, says Rose. Incredible stuff.
Proof that the best football player in the world is just...
Don't worry, Terry. We have plenty of flight. Don't worry.
Wasted on this team.
Plenty of flight ahead.
No place.
On Thanksgiving 1976.
They even got infographics.
As a kid growing up.
Yo, they got infographics. Now, who read The Antidote by Jesse Lee Peterson? Who read The Antidote? I read it once, so I can't quite remember what he was saying about OJ Simpson in the book. So I can't quite remember. But they got an infographic.
Call from.
We got a caller, too. Hold on. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, this is Scott.
We got Scott on board and on the air. Appreciate that, sir. How you doing?
Hey, it's Scott from down the block. I'm a frequent flyer.
Yes.
Maybe you'll say. I don't know.
Of course.
You remember me. I had a little incident with the bathroom. But listen, I just wanted to let you know, I did it again. I got the seat that doesn't recline by the emergency door. So I complained they weren't giving me any chips. And that little blue thing, right, in the toilet, in the bathroom,
Yeah.
you shouldn't eat that, right?
Oh, no, sir. That is definitely not edible.
Boy.
That is not edible.
Oh, boy.
And you know what? I don't know if that's ever
boy.
happened. That might be the first time I've ever heard of this.
Well, oh, boy. I thought it was like a big
Don't tell
spree,
me.
You know, like, you know the sprees that you get, like a pack of sprees?
Like a mint?
No, they're like fruit-flavored sprees. I love them. But obviously, because I thought it was a big one. And didn't taste so good. But listen, I
Not
just
good.
wanted to let you know, show's great.
Thank you,
And,
sir.
I love it. And I zoom in all the time. But if you could just send a steward my way with maybe some rubbing alcohol or peroxide so I can get this blue stuff off my teeth.
I'll do that right away, sir. They must have been tied up in the Ballers Lounge. It's been a total party up there, but they're neglecting the back, and it's a mess.
And listen, I just want to let you know, I don't know if there's a correlation here, but they're not serving any OJ on the airplane.
No, I specifically called the catering truck. If you saw it in the intro, they must have missed the
No.
OJ. What a mess.
See, no, this is what I'm saying. It's not getting implemented. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So let them put a little fire under the buns. You know
Okay,
what
I
I'm saying?
will.
Yeah.
100%, Scott.
Because I need a screwdriver.
We got you,
screwdriver
sir.
would
We
help
got
right
you.
now.
That'll cost you since you're
Hey,
not in first class, but that's okay. That's okay. You sound like a man who has the money.
Do you want to? Actually, I'll tell you a really funny side note about OJ. When I was in, I'm
just realized.
41. I'm 41. When I was in school, they wheeled a TV into the classroom, and we watched The Verdict.
No way.
I mean, I swear to God. I swear to God. I mean, that's how. Because it was a. Do you want the real answer?
Yeah, kinda. That sounds like crazy.
I
to
went
me.
to I went to a really white school, like a really like mayonnaise was flying, right?
Uh-huh.
And but listen, I think people were charged up on either side of the racial coin, as I would like to say. And yeah, it was looking back at it, we should have been learning history and not. But like the staff was wrapped up, and everybody had OJ fever.
That's actually incredible to hear. I appreciate that bit of info. That kind of even paints the picture more for me. That's so interesting.
It was like it took over. I mean, I was watching. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm from New York.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the NBA Finals, Game 5. John Starks couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat, right? 1 for 23. Because I think half of these guys were watching the goddamn chase. Next thing I know, Al Callings, OJ Simpson saying he's going to take him out, take himself out. He wants to see Mama. That's what he was saying. So they had the NBA Finals in one window, and then the chase in the other one.
That is so interesting.
I had to get like 5 inches away from the TV to see it, and I'm watching the Knicks game. I'm 10, and I'm like, hey, like I got to see the Knicks are like playing in Houston. Like Houston, we got a problem.
Big
and I was
time.
like, why is the guy from Naked Gun? I thought it was like a comedy skit.
Yeah. Who's that guy again?
Well, that's all I got.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen. Liam Neeson's going to be the new lead.
I actually really like Naked Gun. One of the few things I actually know. One of the few pieces of Americana I actually know.
What is that? Do you know?
Naked Gun.
Oh yeah, I mean he was a serious actor before he started comedy. And did you ever see them? I mean, this is a rhetorical question, but have you ever seen the movie Airplane?
No, I haven't. Oops.
Hold on. You got an airplane show. You seen Naked Gun, Liam Neeson.
Don't be easy on me, man. Go ahead, give it to me.
I'm not going to beat on you. I am going to. This is positive reinforcement. Okay. Listen, when you get home tonight or whatever you're doing, okay, roll a little something for your cataracts, and flip on Airplane. You're going to piss your pants.
Okay.
It's that funny.
Right on, sir.
Everything's a joke in it. Okay, listen, I got to get back to my
Scott, thank you so much.
My way. Hey, love you, babe.
Always a pleasure. Call me again.
This is Frederick from LA. How's it going, Nick? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What we doing? What we doing? We talking about the great OJ Simpson. Mm-hmm. Right. Back in 94, when she first got killed, like back in June, that trial went all the way, you know what I'm saying, for about a year, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there was people amongst our own blacks was like, yeah, he's gonna get the chair. He's guilty. I mean, they sold him up the river before they even seen the evidence. And we heard the Uncle Toms and the Coons, and they was all like, oh, he done messed up now. But Johnny Cochran came in there and proved that blacks can be good lawyers and we can expose racism. And it was just like, we've been telling y'all it existed. We've been not getting the first shake in the court, and now it's exposed on national TV. And other countries is like, wow, Furman, for real? Mark Furman, for real? You gonna do us like that, embarrass us like that? He done got, they do the investigations of who said the N-word before, and all that stuff came out in real live time.
I don't know much about anything of what you said, like Mark Furman and all the details, but fascinating stuff. You see it as a win. You saw that as a win. Apologies. You saw that the whole thing as a win against racism.
An explosion of the police and the law system trying to frame.
Is that how most people saw it? You think? Or what did the world? Because you said the world, it was on display for the world. What do you think the world? What was the general consensus on the world? Do you think most people think he did it, or that justice was served?
I think they don't. It's usually, they used to say innocent to proven guilty, but with OJ, he was guilty from day one. So it was never innocent to proven guilty. You could see how America would turn against you before you even go to trial and label you as
public
guilty.
Opinion, nasty stuff. So this was, I imagine, this was like televised and she's dead and he's running the Broncos on TV. So of course everybody already had their opinion and judged them.
Right, and if you're law and order, you're supposed to agree with the verdict.
You think it was a racist?
They didn't agree with the verdict.
But do you think it was a racial? You think it was a racial judgment of the man? Or I'm not gonna be ignorant and say that it didn't play a part in people's minds and judgmental hearts. I wouldn't call it racism. But would you say just for the sake of the conversation, would you say that it was that well, go on. You were saying it was a win for racism. That people saw it all.
Yeah, they exposed racism. Mark Furman and Small Gloves and them not playing the game fair. It wasn't no big win. They did lose a life. He got sued civilly. You know what I mean?
When you put it like that,
he always had a mark on him after he got.
Hassan told me that too.
The case. Yeah, he still had. Yeah, he went down there in Florida, and they couldn't tax his Hall of Fame money. So he went trying to get some memorabilia back, and he lucky they didn't kill him.
That's an interesting point, and I wouldn't even be. I think I'd be ignorant to ignore that. I mean, even OJ, whatever you think about what happened, for the public to never like, if there's anybody in the public who never lets it go, I mean, they're wrong for that.
Right. They call him a killer and all this, and want to keep on. Make them broke and make them write books.
Now, do you think that's racist, though, or don't you think, isn't that just a nasty world?
No, because
when you put it like that, I feel like
no, because there's this one white guy. He done killed like 3 white ladies, and he was married to, and they never could lock him up. And I forgot his name. What was his name? You know who I'm talking about? Old white man. Every wife he done had came up missing, and he just walk around free like nothing happened. No, it wasn't.
No, wait, that's something else. That's something else.
No, it was a rich dude.
I don't know what
I'll find it. I'll do my homework. But yeah, he done knocked off
a
couple of his old ladies. and never charged. They got a two-tier system still.
But isn't
just
that
like Puff Daddy getting charged and other people don't get charged?
But you said OJ was a win.
Yeah.
So
but
it's not a two-tiered system.
It
was a win.
Opinion, it
was a win in a
him
maybe somewhat corrupt system. But look,
the corrupt system.
Isn't that kind of backwards though? If you think it was all corrupt, but OJ was a win, and so that flies in the face of that. But if you say it is that way, oh look, that white guy got off with all that. Why is it? You're almost making it sound like then what in your mind, what's a reasonable standard of justice is. Let's just do an assumption here. Let's say he really did do a murder and he got off. Are you saying that that's am I understanding you correctly? It sounds like to you a reasonable standard of justice is if a black man were to get, like OJ, were to get off, even though he did it, well, look at all these white people getting off. Is that what you're saying to me?
That's on the burden of the police to prove he done it.
No, but can you answer that, yes or no? Can you give me a yes or no on that? Because I don't want to get lost, because I get a little lost sometimes.
Yeah, I don't want to get lost either. But if
can I get a yes or no on that, and then you can say what you're saying? Can I get a yes or no? I'm gonna hold you to it, man. I'm gonna hold you to it. Can I get a yes or no?
That would not be a win.
Okay,
that'd be a lot. That'd be sad that he got away with murder. That means the police didn't do their job.
I understand.
Or the investigators and the lawyers or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Fascinating.
But for you to hold him against it after his verdict of not guilty to say, oh, you're guilty, and I mean that's a lot of people judging. So
right. I think that's fair.
You can't. Yeah.
But I don't know all the details, and it sounded like it was really clear, at least to the people. Of course, the judgmental laymen's who are watching. Would you agree? What do you think about this? Is this a true statement? Even though you saw it differently, did the overwhelming majority of people see it as that guy clearly did it? Did they have that judgment or whatever, in your opinion?
I don't know. I wasn't around most people. I couldn't assume what most people would probably think. But public opinion probably would say, yeah, maybe so. Mm-hmm. But I was about to make another.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gosh. Now go ahead. I forgot where I was going with it.
Well, I mean, I don't know much about OJ, so I'm willing to hear more if you got anything else to say about this, anything else to say about that. What I find interesting, and you've already alluded to, is this racial component that you're very open with mentioning it, and that I mean, when you see it like that, how can you really care about justice? It sounds to me like there was a lot of people back then who didn't care about justice and only saw race. Is this true?
Yes.
Would you say that about the blacks?
Wait a minute. Let me answer.
Go ahead.
The answer is OJ wasn't a regular black. He had white friends and money. He was not the average black. He used to say, I'm not black, I'm OJ. If you look up some commercials, if you look up, so therefore, now when he got in trouble, he turned real black real fast. But OJ used to be almost like a JLP. So no, they got the wrong one. The black community reveled behind him after he done did it. Like, we wasn't always an OJ fan.
Gotcha.
And they can talk about IQ in the chat all they want because they know I'm speaking business. Because there's been a lot of dismissals from black men going to court since then because you got to be on your game. And that inspired a lot of black men to be lawyers too.
Oh, yeah. Did I ask you, what in your personal opinion, you think he did it or no?
Do I think I think he had enough money to hire somebody to do it.
Oh, so you think he was involved though, in that?
I think if he wanted
them dead.
Yeah, I believe. Of course, I don't think his hands and had to be involved. He's smarter than that. No, I don't think.
Can I ask you one last question? Can you inform the anchor baby on the glove fiasco? What's that about?
Mark Furman tried to say that he found a glove on the side of the house with blood on it, and it was OJ's. And he planted it there because the glove didn't fit. And if it didn't fit, you must have quit. That's what Johnny Cochran brought out, that this racist man that doesn't use the N-word had this glove as the OJ's. He found the other one in the truck, planted or whatever, and this is the glove, and it didn't even fit his hands. Even if no way they do forensics to see if they were shrunk in water, anything possible left in the rain. OJ's hands as a grown man could have never fit in them gloves.
Fascinating, man.
So
Thank
I
you.
mean, that's kind of deep, ain't it? If that's the murder glove with blood on it, and you saying it belongs to this man, shouldn't it be able to fit on his hand?
Yeah, I'm understanding that. Yeah, I'm understanding that conclusion. Yeah.
Glove didn't fit; they had to quit, and that's
I see
what
why they say
lost
that
the
now.
case.
Huh? I see why they say that now. That's awesome.
Well, I'm
Thank
glad
you.
to enlighten you, Nick. It's
I appreciate
been great.
that deeply.
But
Thank
I was gonna talk about a revelation. A revelation is something that wasn't in the past that came from God. Like like the creation story. When you have a revelation, like the Earth creation story,
Mm-hmm.
why is it that creation story has been laid out in history before Genesis? Why is something inspired by God already here before it's re-inspired by God and told again?
I'm not sure. Are you saying that the universe has always existed, so any creation story is silly?
No, I'm just saying, why would there be earlier creation stories than the one in the Bible if that was inspired by God?
I honestly not
if
sure.
God breathed.
I think if you ask me, I'm really not sure. But the first thing that I kind of think of when I've thought about this before very briefly, I just think about how, like you said, inspired by God. What does that mean? I personally think inspired by God just means just that, inspired by God. Like you said, it's not like you were talked to by God to write something down. No, you were inspired. It's literally just that. So can there be a story before Genesis? I think so. Sure. There were. I'm just thinking may have been
God will
inspired
inspire
before
you
the
to write
Bible. I think
something
that's
that somebody-
quite
Wait
possible.
a minute. I'm asking you. So God can inspire you to write something that somebody else before you wrote too, and it won't be plagiarism.
I'm
So
not
why
understanding
is there
that question.
plagiarism? Why can't I just say I came up with the exact same answer as that guy? How you say I'm cheating? If God inspired me to write the same thing that was written before
who's
me,
throwing out the accusation of cheating though? I'm personally
I mean,
not.
the word
If you're getting that from
plagiarism
other
exists.
Christians, I don't know what to tell you.
No, the word
But
the word plagiarism exists. I'm just saying, like, how can you say something's inspired by God?
I don't personally know how
when
to
it
answer that
already
because I'm
exists
not one of
before?
those people saying that. I'm not one of these people saying that. Well, because the
Bible's
Bible
inspired
said
by
this is the
God.
creation story, then nothing else is inspired by. No other creation story is. It's no way that was inspired by God just because it's not in the Bible. I'm not one of those people saying
I
that.
like that. I like that view. Okay, that's what I like to hear.
That's just how I see. That's just how I
you
take
have
it.
a great
Because
day.
look, people would put the Bible. Look how many Christians put that importance into the Bible. Like that's the word of God.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's what
right
I'll
on.
be tripping on. But that's why we about to
Don't
go
be
to war
tripping.
with Iran. You see how we go into countries and then we milk them to keep our dollars strong, and we think we're gonna do it to Iran. We did it to
I've
every
heard
other
about that
country
stuff.
over there.
I don't know.
Yeah,
about it,
right?
but I don't deny it. Fascinating stuff,
It's
sir.
a spiritual war. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
spiritual war.
Right on, sir. Can you call me again?
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Have a good day.
Right on, sir. Take care.
Hey,
And enjoy
I got
the
one
ball.
more question without trying to be too.
If it's about something we talked about on the air before, I'm gonna text you. Don't worry about that.
Okay, that's what's up.
I'm sorry for even bringing it up before. That was silly.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay.
No,
Fred,
we good.
Drick,
We good. It ain't nothing bad.
enjoy
All
the
right,
Ballers
all right.
Lounge, sir. Call me again.
All right, yep. Take it easy, Nick.
All right, let's finish. No more Orenthal, but I'm going to show you one more thing and then we can move on. So what the heck is this? Apparent jurors. We'll do this real quick because this is what fascinated me about the current zeitgeist and mentality of Americans, black Americans, people. I came across this video, End Wokeness, super viral, 4.7 million. And the caption here reads, OJ Simpson. And I see calls coming in. You're going to just be a little patient, okay? I'll open up the lines here shortly. OJ Simpson juror casually admitting that 90% of them knew he killed Nicole and Ron, but let him off for revenge.
They're members of the jury. Do you think that they're members of the jury that voted to acquit OJ because of Rodney King?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
How many of you think felt that way?
Oh, probably 90% of us.
90%? Did you feel that way?
Yes.
That was payback.
Uh-huh.
What?
You think that's right?
Just throw my hands up. That's so interesting. Am I putting too much importance on this clip, or am I getting this right? These are your jury of your peers, folks. This is this jury of your peers. What a farce that is now. That was when only men voted, I bet. This is look at this. And she's just, and when they ask her, hey, you know, that may have been a what do you call that? Egregious turning your back on in an egregious way on justice, basic ideals of honesty, perjury, oaths. Yeah, you know what? What do you do? What do you do in the face of that when someone asks you, "Do you think that's wrong that you turned away from all that?" You go like this. You go like this. You put your hands up and you go, "Oh well." This is your freaking. Tell me if I'm missing something here, please. I would greatly appreciate it. I hope I'm missing something here, because then I come across CNN. These are your CNN. These are CNN anchors of today. We shouldn't be surprised, but these are the new leaders of the world. Remember the new leaders of the world.
And it's also just worth noting how much was impacted by this trial, Jake. So many things happened. We saw policing changing here in the city. And it's also worth noting, because of that unrest, that racial unrest in the 90s, that is why so many people who may not have been invested in OJ Simpson were just happy to see that someone who was rich and famous and black could get away with what other people did in the system as well, too.
Stephanie Elam, thank you.
Isn't this what Frederick just said? I mean, he believed. Let's be clear. Let's not put words in his mouth. He said it would be wrong for someone to get off for murder. He said that. But he also said it's like, oh, this case showed the racism of the world. So I understand where Frederick's coming from. Let's not put words in his mouth. He's saying this, at least it showed the world that some are getting off scot-free and others. And I wasn't there, so I guess I don't want to comment. But so far from the callers, from the vibes I'm getting, folks who were remembering OJ, did anybody really learn that lesson that Frederick's talking about? It put it on display. It sounds to me like a bunch of blacks got mad and threw away morality and justice and just saw color and said, no, that's not fair. That's not fair because white and black. That's not okay because white and black. Therefore, warping morality. You now see where I'm now seeing. I guess I saw it before, but I'm putting myself in the time capsule, and it's giving me a different flavor here. I'm understanding this fight, this enmity between the races. It's silly, truly. Pitted against each other. Pawns, really. What a mess. Were you even born back then? I'm a 94 baby, Doom Jesus. What's up? Don't dox your birthday, kids. But yeah, isn't this what Frederick was essentially saying somewhat? I think Frederick made it clear in that he doesn't want murderers to get off scot-free, so he made that clear. But come on, that is blowing her weave off. Look, someone, stop the wind on her. Someone, please help her out. It's not her hair, I promise you, says Kaya in North Carolina.
Unrest.
I feel like Tommy Sotomayor all of a sudden. And I don't know. I don't share the same disgust. I think she's a fine looking lady, truly. But I feel like Tommy Sotomayor. I want to say, hey, I had a hooligan trying to make a fool again. We got a caller.
To accept, press 1.
Hold on. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hi, Nick. It's Terry from Oregon.
We got Terry. How you doing, Terry?
I'm distressed, Nick.
Why? All the OJ talk or what?
I don't know. The whole hearing about OJ has like been really tough the past couple of days, and it's just everyone's talking about him, and I've got all my feelings, and I'm just like, ugh.
Really? Why are you so emotionally charged for the OJ talk?
Because like, it's just, I don't know. The thing that's like kind of missing from this is I don't know, the thing that seems to just be like glossed over is the fact that he had this very violent history with Nicole Brown, and he had been stalking her, and he'd been arrested multiple times. I mean, she had to call the police on him like 9 times. They were divorced, and he was still stalking her. She called a battered women's shelter like days before she was killed by him about him because he was still like being aggressive towards her. It's like, it's just one of those things that kind of is just like, I don't know. I have a lot of weird kind of mixed feelings about the case because I don't think the case was just, and I think it was right that he was acquitted as well. So it's a mess.
Help me understand
that. All over the place, Nick.
Yeah, you sound it. You sound
Help me, Nick.
Okay, bounce off of me. Maybe with another human being, you can bounce off and anchor yourself here. Let's gather our thoughts
you're
here.
the anchor,
Maybe
baby, you're gonna help me.
I got you. Maybe as you explain, as you inform me on things I have known nothing about, you can anchor yourself too. So help me understand.
Yeah.
They were divorced.
They were divorced. Yeah, she wasn't his wife anymore.
And how long had they been divorced?
Even if she was his wife.
Mm-hmm. And how long had
they
they been
divorced? The right
divorced?
to kill his wife? I don't think he does.
And how long had they been? Did they have kids?
They did have kids. Yeah.
How long had they been divorced?
I have to look it up exactly, but they were divorced.
Was it a short time? Was it?
She had her own home. She was in her own home when she was killed.
Had some time passed, or was it like a fresh divorce?
I mean, it had been a while. It had been a couple of years at least.
And the kids, how old?
I don't know how old their kids were. I think
young,
like
old, already teens. In
I
your
think
memory.
they were like mid-age.
Got mid-age.
Like almost teens, but not quite.
Fascinating. Okay.
I'm not sure that. I'd have to look that up to be sure. I can't be sure about that.
Do you know any? Yeah, I'm following you now. And there's this commentary on his should we call it, you said violent history. You called it a violent history with Nicole.
Yeah.
What part of that? Go ahead.
He battered her like a lot. She had to call the police on him like, and I was looking it up actually, like a story I'd read about it years ago, like an article that I'd read about it. So I found the article. 1989, she had called him 9 times because of assault, and he had been arrested 9 times in the city, in New York City. Oh, wait, no, is that right? Might have.
Wow.
Not New York City.
Sounds like a really messed up situation, and it reminds me so much of a lot, even though maybe they may not express or exhibit the more extreme cases of this relationship, it reminds me of so many marriages and families today, people that call into the JLP show. It reminds me of so many, in that there's obviously this enmity between the man and woman, and obviously you're telling me about OJ's violent history. I'd personally like to hear about Nicole's violent history, because that'll give you the whole picture. Like I said, that we may not be seeing the most extreme examples, but don't you agree? We hear this like on JLP show calls all the time. There's the man, and there's what the man's doing, and there's what the woman's doing.
I mean, I don't know what she did, Nick, but I know that he was a professional athlete and a massive man, and she was a normal average sized woman.
Right.
And
It's the nature of men and women. Men, they
yeah,
have that ability to commit violence
yeah.
in that physical way. That's why women have their own way of committing violence.
And if it's continuing after a divorce has taken place.
But
that's
don't you agree
pretty
that women have their
frightening.
own way of committing violence?
Yeah, of course we do.
Yeah, and their way of committing violence is with words. It's with things they don't say.
And
what
physical.
what
and
you lie about.
mental.
It could be physical
Yeah.
too. Keeping kids away. There's obviously, I'm not saying that she deserves to get stabbed here. Obviously,
She tried to be very amicable towards him. Actually, it sounds like.
And it sounds like she had to go to the cops
especially-
multiple times.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say about that. I really don't know. I am zeroing in a little bit on your emotions here, though. I'm target locked. I'm sensing them. I'm key sensing your emotions, and they're all over. They are all over the place, but they are centered around this woman stuff. It's this woman thing, and it's this abused, battered woman thing, and it sounds like you're viewing this through that lens a little bit. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean that's my history of the case, and that's kind of, I think.
Can we agree that can you? I think personally, just speaking with you, I think it's almost clear to me, and just talking with you, that lens is a little bit. It obfuscates you a little bit, personally.
Yeah, it's my thing that I'm working on overcoming. Just like other people are race obsessed,
What's that mean? What's that mean? When you say I'm working on overcoming this woman thing. What's that look like? Like, what's that mean? Because I'm trying to there's people, like you said, people trying to overcome stuff.
Like?
Maybe this will help.
I mean, it looks like not identifying with someone just because they're a woman. It looks like not always taking a woman's side. But again, at the same time, I do recognize the differences between men and women, and I don't know. I still get offended when people are hateful towards women. It still bothers me. I still sometimes take it a little personally instead of just realizing it's not about me. I mean, you had a caller the other day that upset me too. He was kind of weirdly aggressive and what did he say? He was like
the property one.
That
is that
women
one?
are property and that if a woman is having a geriatric pregnancy, you should just let her die and save the kid because she's not worth anything anyway. And I was like, damn, there are people out here that think that way. And, there's people around the world that think that way.
You think he hates women?
I think he, yeah, I do. Yeah, definitely. Yes, I do.
But don't you see that the way he talked about women or whatever in that moment is the same way, is the exact same way that some feminists talk about men or whatever. Like, is the exact same. Yeah. He literally is the same, and it's not because. How do I wish I could stress this more, but maybe I shouldn't. The Bible does say, "Let your yeses be yeses." But I'm trying to stress this point that it really is just. It really is the same spirit. Like, it's not it's the same, Nick, but with different flavors, right? And that's because that leaves room for, well, that means racism is okay to say. No, you got to understand, I really mean it. It's anyways, whatever. I'm rambling at this point. It's just they really are the exact same. It's just different words. They're really the exact same.
No, it's the same spirit. I get it. It's the same kind of demonic force that's possessing people and causing them to.
But there should be 50 exclamation marks at the end of that. And then no more.
What do you mean?
And then no more need for anything else. And in that moment, you drop all, Nick, I'm confused about OJ because I'm feeling like they didn't care about the women enough in this one. They didn't care about the women enough in this one, man.
No, I think it's and then Ron died too. Ron Goldman, her friend.
I don't know anything about that. I learned that today.
He was really supportive of her apparently during that time, and it was a jealousy issue as well.
Wow.
So it's just I think it kind of came down to me. It's I don't know, maybe it's a culmination of things. And now he's dead, and I have these mixed feelings because I don't have any. I saw a lot of people like wishing that OJ was in hell, and I don't have those kind of feelings at all.
No. Instead, you want to bring him
I
back
hope
from
that
the dead to make him an avatar for all abusers of women.
No.
Okay. Well, then I'm glad it's not true. Sorry for the
No,
accusation.
no, I don't. I mean,
But
it's
pay
a
attention to
complicated
that.
situation.
Well, why? This shouldn't be complicated. Like you said, if like you said, I'm working on it, Nick. I'm working on dropping this thing where I feel, a certain way if they offend women. And I'm working on dropping it. And you told me, and when I asked you how you do that, you said, well, it's just not identifying with that. And you're saying it's complicated, but didn't we just conclude? We just figured it out. Even though if we did it intellectually, so be it. But we just figured it out. It's not complicated at all. The feelings are because they're saying something about women. And you kind of have a thing for that.
Well, no, I don't think anybody said anything about her.
Well, no, you did. Yeah. The
Yeah.
fact that they didn't say anything about her is bothering you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe, but or just like the way people kind of celebrate him as if he's some kind of hero. Like Frederick was saying, he's like, it was a win. I'm like, he killed his wife. Like, come on, it's not a win. This isn't your hero. This isn't helping anything. You know?
Gotta say that's so true. I don't see any win when I see these people who are saying, "Oh, it was bigger than OJ. It was beyond that." So you're admitting that you're all immoral.
It's made into all this stuff. It's made into all this stuff, and it was just like.
It's just amazing to me. I'm basically hearing people admit, I am an immoral person. Cat's out of the bag, and I feel no. I'm talking about people who are I'm talking about people who are all these articles coming out saying OJ was bigger than OJ, and it wasn't about murder. It was about people being let off and white and black. So I'm hearing a bunch of people tell me with a smile on their face, I'm immoral.
Yeah, but from what I understand, and this is just as my own research into the case, like it appeared that the police had planted evidence, and in that circumstance, it made, regardless of what people thought about his guilt or innocence, it made it impossible for like a jury at that time to convict him ethically.
Say that again?
From what I understand, that there was planted evidence which made it difficult for the jurors they couldn't, I think, convict him because of that. And
that is an interesting wrench in the whole thing.
Which I understand, like, and I wonder if I was on the jury, like, if I saw that, I would, if I was dealing with that, it's like, regardless of my feelings, I'd be inclined to acquit as well, but then again, I think someone's free, but then there's plenty of murderers that walk free, and then there's plenty of innocent people locked up, and the world is just a mess. I don't know.
Fascinating things to smoke on, Terry. Hey, anything else you want to say? Last thing you want to say before we move the wheels here?
Can I have the G word pass?
You want a G word pass that badly?
I got.
You know what happens to people who ask for things, right? Those are the people. Sometimes they receive them, but sometimes those are the people who shouldn't get it. But so far you haven't shown me any reason why you shouldn't have a G word pass. Just be a little patient, and you might receive one just yet.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Appreciate that. Call me again.
Take care. Bye.
Did we welcome these ballers? Please, ballers, if you're not sitting in the ballers lounge, you know what you got to do. You got to be sitting in there. I know Lin Yan Chin is there. I do appreciate your super chat, sir. Back to back to back, says Frederick L.A. of low IQ and no sapience. She nice and slower than JS Urban Adventures of Hobo Ninjutsu. Lord Bibby 42 is a more sophisticated wereblatt. If you don't know the lore, well, there's a little tidbit for you from Lin Yan Chin. Always appreciated. Lord Bibby 42 says, reminder to do the silent prayer, ya hooligans, especially before Nick crashes. You want to be in heaven before you drop your body, right? You're right. Vasconomi, we all know you're sitting in the Ballers Lounge. Sorry if I didn't mention it. Appreciate your super chat and your first class ticket. Nice. Hey, Nit, I'm at KFC. You want anything? Carver, how'd you get off the plane? Were you listening to what I was saying about carrying your own parachutes? What a mess. That's why the explosive decompression happened. Is it explosive? Is it? I don't know. Some kind of decompression, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. All right. What shall we do now? You know, that was Orenthal. That was OJ. And rest in peace. What can I say? What else has been on my mind? Let's see how much flight we got. Because I know we're getting close. I think. Flying beautifully. You know, this A floor indication is a little concerning, but nothing that we're too worried about. Nothing we're too worried about here. I believe that stands for, let me remember, A floor. Let me Google that. A floor indicator, an A320. This is why we have Google. It means alpha floor. You're seeing on the main computer here, the MFD, main flight display. Alpha floor. It means we're going a little slow. Actually pretty slow. It means, you know, we're at a risk of stalling if we go too slow. But hey, as far as I'm concerned, I don't hear beeping. I don't hear alarm whistles, and we're flying in the air. So pilot checks be damned. Okay, what are we doing now? Static line. Let me turn this down a little bit. I mean, it's the best I could do, I think. I think this is the best I could do with the static for now. Okay. Let's get situated here. What's going on Twitter?
I created an energy crystal box that contains all the features I look for in my dream woman. On the inside, I have crushed selenite and blue opaz. On the first of every month, I pour water over dry ice to energize all the crystals inside. I keep the crystal box in the corner of my yoga room. On top, I keep a letter written to my dream woman. Behind it, I keep a 639 Hz vibration to maximize manifesting potential. I make sure to keep the crystal box covered with a blackout cloth.
Man, that is I don't know if that's gonna work, man.
To protect it from outside energy. As far as my day-to-day routine, there's 3 things I do every single day to manifest her. Every morning, I have a 30-minute meditation session where I get into the present and I visualize.
These are AI? Are these AI generated pictures he printed out for his vision board? Wait, is that supposed to be him? Hey, buddy. I understand you're visualizing. I get it that you're manifesting. But help me understand. I'm a beginner manifester. In fact, I've never done it before. Don't know if I will. On this manifesting, sir, help me understand. How in the realm of reality do you need to be? Are we manifesting plastic surgery, or are we manifesting, I don't know, divine physiognomy changes? I'm just understanding. Okay, so he's manifesting the woman of his dreams. He's got the frequencies, vibrations, crystals, dry ice, and pictures. He's got the AI generated vision board. It looks like it. He's got his woman. Oh, he's even got AI representation.
AI's representation of her. I know it's not really her, but it really helps to manifest. Hey, sweetie. How's your day so far?
My day was great. I went to the gym for a fun workout and
What?
then headed to the park afterwards. We can grab some lunch later if you're down for it.
The last thing I do is, before I go to bed, I put on an amethyst crystal, and I write a page of affirmations. I put them under my pillow
Cologne chart
with the rose quartz crystal on top. And that's how I'm manifesting my dream woman. Thank you for watching.
It's the clone chart. This guy's I don't know what MK Ultra happened to this guy for this to happen, for you to end up like this. I don't know what kind of MK Ultra needs to happen to you. You know what? I'm just messing around. Fellas in the chat, I know we're yucking it up and we're having fun at the expense of this low pants, very, very low ridered out person. But folks, fellas, come on. Don't lie to me. Don't lie in the chat. Right now is not a time to lie. You know that MK Ultra doesn't do this to you. You know something a lot simpler does this to you. That one girl. That one girl who messed you up. That one girl. Okay. Maybe not you in the chat, but you know it can happen. Okay, a lot less maybe childhood trauma. Okay, but if you're gonna judge him and say, "Oh, this is childhood trauma all over him," well, let's be real. That even though you may not be going to the extreme of manifesting, you too are in a similar boat of wishing and wanting. You heard Jesse say, "I'm overcoming." You have to overcome the woman. You have to your problem. You see, why you don't feel like a man. Why you're full of doubt. Why you just not solid. Why you overreact to life and you can't seem to stop doing that. Oh, then you heard you have the spirit of your mother. You have the spirit of a woman. You get angry just like a woman. In fact, you realize in that moment that a real man does not have anger. He does not get angry. That's why you're overreacting to life. You have this anger in you and you can't control it. You've been trying to do something about it and you heard it and you're like, "That's true, Jesse. I'm going to forgive. I'm going to overcome the woman. I'm overcoming the woman. It's time to be alpha. Alpha time." So, Jesse, when am I going to get married? So, Jesse, how do I know? How will I know when the right woman comes my way? What? We're in a bad position, fellas. And I'm not telling you not to date and not get married. Some of you have maybe thought I was saying that, but you know my thing. I'm not out here telling you to get married. When you look at the state of marriage today and women, marry who? Nobody's talking about that. The Christians and all that. But that being said, I'm not telling you not to, right? I'm just telling you to work on yourself. That's all. That's my advice. That's all I'm getting at. I'm really staying out of that conversation. Anyways, where was I? Men, okay. It's important to talk about. It's all over Twitter. They're talking about this Nala still. You know her. The OnlyFans model turned Christian. They're mad. They're
all right.
They're the ladies, especially the ladies, they're going hard. This
Guys,
woman's
to
a
give you
liar.
Recap. So today we talked about Nala at my show.
I find it funny the women getting all into this, like, fellas, she's lying. Well, I find it interesting. Everybody getting into it. The women getting in on this conversation. The men defending this OnlyFans model turned Christian. And they're trying to figure out, is she meaning it? Does she mean it? Does she not mean it? Is it a win? Is it not?
About Christianity. And this is just not my opinion. This is not how I think Christianity should be, but this is going based on what the Bible says. Anybody can be saved by Christ. And once we are saved by Christ, we are born anew. We are born again. Now, does this mean that sin doesn't matter and we should all be like the wishy-washy David French kinds of Christians where we accept people in their sin because, oh, judge not lest ye be judged, taken out of context? No, absolutely not. We should call out promiscuity. We should call out OnlyFans. We should call out pornography 100%. But here,
like, I don't even know what to say. You guys know my take. I get it. You guys get it. Like, I was obviously talking about the people incredulous that a woman that someone who was an OnlyFans model could decide, could be saved. Like, that's an incredible, like, do you know anything about Christianity? You ever read anything about Jesus? Anything at all? Ever? Like, she's forever will be full of shame. But what the heck? My thing, then a bunch of you fellas, okay, maybe not some of you, then a bunch of guys started defending her like she's this amazing Christian. It's like, you weren't supposed to do that either. Can you just not do that? Because look, now she has all this. What I'm remarking on is what society makes important and famous. Look at celebrities. Look at Hollywood. It's an age-old story. They make stupid stuff, empty, stupid, vapid stuff popular and famous and amazing. If she said the truth about prostitution and what women are doing and the men and women and how the truth about all that, I don't know if she'd be still popular. That being said, do your thing, think about God, whatever. I get the criticisms people have though. It's like she changed professions. She's still getting all the attention. She's just doing it with a different flavor. And guess what? That's the whole world. Welcome. That's the whole world. It is quite interesting to remark on this though. Why the heck are a bunch of men, so-called Christian men, making her popular? She shouldn't be popular for just saying, I'm a Christian now. That shows how shallow Christianity is. What the heck is being saved then? You hear Jesse say it all the time. And I'm sure many of you remember this, maybe who grew up Christian. And I remember it in my family a little bit. This whole come down to the front of the altar. Just say you believe. Just say you're forgiven. Just call you. He who says he believes shall be saved. And they have no idea what they're talking about. Isn't this the very same thing? And she says one thing and you're all like, hey, she's a Christian now. She's deleting her OnlyFans. Okay, stop it. So really, I find it interesting the women getting in on the conversation. I say let them duke it out. But then I see the men getting in on this and I'm just like, okay, hold up. Now we actually got to talk about this. This is actually important. This is the downfall of society. This is the downfall of all things. It's pretty bad. Can I say one side note, though? On the God journey, have you noticed that like a lot of people go through the same stages and cycles and same thing? Can we not go around judging? Notice how you get all into it and then you're just like, man, it's not what I thought it was, and then you reject it or something. I'm just remarking on how everyone kind of has a strange relationship with the truth. They get all an ego about it and they go around trying to teach people. And then maybe some people, some, not all, get an ego about it even when they hear Jesse. Get an ego about it. They'll go out and tell people the truth. And some people will notice that not gelling. You try and tell people the truth, but it's not hitting the way Jesse's does. This is not doing the same thing. Hold up. And that space allows you enough space to not do the false thing. So you see what I'm saying? Everybody kind of goes to that. And not everybody gets out of it. They're the rocky soil. They're the seeds never take, but let people go through it. Can I make that little side point? What else? Look at the women judging. It's like Christian women would totally get in on this and be like, she's not Christian. Blah, blah, blah. Christian women would love this topic too, because it's like they get to judge, especially if it's like an attractive woman that men find attractive. Oh yeah, no. She's not sincere. She has not forgiven, which is probably true. Everybody's full of ish, but it's funny to see the women go hard on her. I think it's not because I don't think it's for as noble reasons as they say. I think they just don't like a pretty girl. Personally, I don't like what she did to herself. She looks like a prostitute, but they don't like a pretty girl. I think that's what they don't like. Oh, I guess this was pre-Christian Nala. Anyways, who cares about this? Let's move on. But I'm remarking on the girls here. Look, let's agree on one thing. Nala Ray is using God as clickbait. Full stop. Incontrovertible proof. Her baptism was posted the 23rd, and in the New Year's Eve 24, she's bragging about being the Ahegao queen. I don't know, whatever, ladies. Don't you know this is women central? Grift and pretend and play the part. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, this is another post. Men giving up on marriage and family after seeing OF girls get instantly forgiven by the church. If we're joking around, fellas, that's funny, but please don't let this be real. A little dramatic, don't you think? A little dramatic, don't you think, if you're being serious? Men giving up on marriage and family after seeing OF girls get instantly forgiven by church. Men, why? That's what's making you give up on marriage? No. Seeing women so happily with a smile on their face destroy society because they hate men should be enough to make you give up on marriage, quote unquote. Asterisk marriage as women see it today. Asterisk. I'm adding in little caveats because marriage is not bad. I'm just saying that what people call today marriage and women and that whole thing is bad. So a little dramatic, okay? That should if you're giving up on marriage because you saw this situation with the OF girl, that tells me that before that moment, you had not given up on marriage. That tells me that before that moment, you thought women were marryable. You thought women were marriage material. Yeah, you're not thinking straight. You're out of your depth, whoever posted this. You're not ready for marriage. You're just not ready, man. When you get married, you're accepting a responsibility, which is now you got to deal with your wife's hell and that whole thing. So yeah, if you're telling me this is what made you give up on marriage, I don't know where you've been. Where have you been? You're obviously not ready. What else? What else about this? Yeah, because women hate men and men hate women, but I'm talking about who right now women have kind of like certain keys to society, and we all know that's the easiest thing to say. Men, they mistreat women, they cheat on them, they hate them. Yeah, that's not a mystery. I won't deny that. I just want to make the different point, the harder point here that the whole world's missing is on this woman thing here. Just how evil and the hell in them is. They are willing to end society. Men, they hate women and they use them because they hate them because they hate their mothers. And so all that emotion, the anger they live with has activated their emotions and their sexual nature. So they use women and they get love out of them. They make them into mamas. But guess what evil men do with mamas? They still make babies with them. Yeah, it's messed up and perverted, but society continues. When women get control, you give women the power. Men and women hate each other. That's a known thing already. But what do women do with their hell? They end society. Birth rates go down, and the Western and the West ends. The end of the West. That's what happens. That's how evil it is. That's how evil it is what we're facing. And it has to be talked about. So let me give you some examples here. Like men. Anyways, I was about to do the men cheat for you. Men cheat for the woman. Women cheat to hurt the man. Which is wrong, obviously. We don't want to be doing that. I'm glib about it because it's never been a thing that I've quite understood. Everybody has their problems, right? Maybe I shouldn't be so glib, but Patrice O'Neill was right on this. Men cheat for the women. Women cheat to hurt the man. Men cheat to get a little happiness and not hurt her feelings and keep everything going. Women cheat to get the man. I'm just messing around, okay? Look, let me show you this. This hell I'm talking about. Maybe I can show you here.
Honest, it's about the morons, okay? We have the power to make morons go extinct like dinosaurs. The morons here are just creating mediocrity. They are creating harm to Mother Earth, disrespecting the planet, and they are cancer to the planet. We don't need that, okay? We can live without mediocrity. We can live without the morons, okay? And if you're continuing to...
What you're watching right now is a 1-hour compilation. Whoever made this, appreciate it. Life with Maloney. It's titled The Global 4B Movement, Declining Birth Rates, Pros and Cons, and Reactions. It's a compilation of content centered around this theme. If you don't know about it, I mentioned it the other day. 4B Movement, and it originates in Korea, South Korea. Guess what, by the way? Guess which country has the lowest birth rate in the world? I could be wrong. Hold on. I believe it's South Korea. Yep. For the 6th consecutive year, South Korea has recorded the world's lowest fertility rate. That's from Time magazine. Is it any surprise that from there is also born this movement of the 4Bs, which is no sex with men, no child rearing, no dating men, no marriage. The proponents are these radical Korean feminists who criticize marriage as reinforcing gender roles. And I've mentioned this before. The women are basically saying, you stop your misogynistic ways or we are not going to have babies. And it begs the question. Let's say, it begs the question, and I've asked this before, ladies, feminists, 4B proponents, women who are proponents of the 4B movement, help me understand, what is so bad right now that it requires ending society like this? Please help me understand what is so against women right now in today's day and age. Let's be real. You sound like the blacks talking about slavery. You guys own the society now. It's yours now. Stop pretending like it's not. So, please, for any proponents of the 4B movement, help me understand why it's necessary. I don't quite see it yet. I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. It's so bad you need to stop having babies until we get it. I'm waiting to see the points. Write them out for me. I don't know what to say. But this is content centered around that.
Create morons, you're just making little morons. We don't need that sugarfoot. Y'all acting like pregnancy is not a high risk as a woman, especially a black woman. You can possibly die from childbirth.
And my calls, my apologies, my calls are unmuted. That's 760-515-3855 if you want to call in. Apologies, I had the calls muted there.
Going half on a baby with a moron that hasn't even bought you a ring or signed paperwork to commit their life to you? How silly. But you thinking, oh, he gonna
yeah, sure, good. There's some women always give each other obvious advice that's good. That it's yeah, you should have been doing that. Hey, you shouldn't be shacking up. Hey, girl, look at this incredible piece of information that's about to change your life. Don't be shacking up with no moron if he didn't put a ring on your finger. Some of those good old Christian values that maybe should have been taught, but what the heck do I know? We're getting calls too.
Call from
Brian.
We got Brian, North Carolina, sir. You're on the air. Can you hear me?
What's going on, Nick? Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear. Appreciate that, sir.
Right on, man. Listen, where do I begin? because you said a bunch of stuff about the men and women getting married and them talking about the women coming over to. Well, I guess people think women are pretending to be Christians, I guess.
Yeah.
But the main thing you mentioned was not judging each other.
Yes.
And I could totally relate to that because it's a tricky thing, Sometimes I think it is judgment, and I think when I do that, I end up actually doing just that, which is judging them. But it's you're right. It's definitely something to pay attention to.
No,
watch.
I think you're right. I should be examining, for example, any excitement or thrill I get about commenting on this story at all, and there continues to be this like voice that's like, hey, she is or she isn't, but that's wrong for anybody to be doing. It's the wrong energy.
Yeah, I agree.
But go on.
But,
you were saying? I cut you off.
Yes, the other thing you reminded me of was we talked before, and we were talking about marriage and kind of how like you wouldn't do it if you really could see, you probably wouldn't be looking to get married. You know,
like if you were totally free from the ego,
right?
And emotions, and
I don't even know if it's totally free, but it's definitely some sort of level of freedom to where you can just see like that's not even something that's really in your sights.
Can I add to what you're saying? Because there's callers. I'm thinking of callers who call Jesse and they're like, Jesse, I mean, I'm working on myself and I don't even have the desire. Like, it's all so fake doing this dating crap. Like, what do I do, Jesse? I don't want to do that. And it's funny hearing them go through that.
Yeah, and it made me think about something I wanted to try to see it, like think about if I knew anybody who was married, a man specifically, if I knew any men who were married and, you know, doing it in my eyes the right way, you know, just in dealing with a woman in a sense. And I know some pretty decent men, and one man who I know pretty well, we served in the military with, he's married now, and I can remember and reflect on times that I've seen him with his wife, and it's just not good. And even though he's just like this really like man's man, strong man, a man, just, you know, all around, he still can't deal with his wife the right way.
Wow.
And this is also a guy who just like,
you're saying this is a different person than the one who was dealing with it.
Right. But yeah, I just don't think, it made me question.
Did I miss what you said? You're describing one person who you in your opinion does deal with his wife in ways that is positive, and the other one that doesn't?
No. The one guy who I know who is like really like a decent man,
yes,
outside of you know, like his marriage and whatnot. You know, he goes through life very well, but when it comes to dealing with his wife, he's still weak.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's someone that's like openly out with his hatred of his mother. So
and he doesn't see it as a wrong thing?
No. It's interesting to see that, because I can see how he's kind of done an overcorrection. It's amazing how life relates to driving so much, but it's crazy how he's done like an overcorrection, and now he's getting the opposite side of the illusion, which is in his eyes his wife, which is just sweet lady, but really she's just like his mother.
Dang. But you know what? When you describe that to me, I don't think, and that's why marriage is just simp central. And if you really want to overcome and be free, you're not gonna get married. Like I don't hear that and think that. I think that may be true, because when you overcome, why would you have any need for a marriage? But when I hear that story, all I think of is that's life, man. That's the stages of life, and a lot of people find themselves waking up inside of a marriage, and they got to do the same thing that people that are outside of a marriage got to do.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
That's really the only conclusion I've come to.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think just simply, you know, getting to that level of, you know, seeing marriage as something that's not ideal for you is just simply overcoming sex. You know, once you overcome, because that's the only tie to it. If you could just overcome sex, you would be okay with it.
Brian's telling you the truth, and that's love.
Because ladies
listening,
I don't want to say this, but aside from that, women are just a handful, you know, and they're just something you got to deal with.
Yeah. And if you think about it, and this is not. I'm not even trying to be. This is not even me trying to be like equality here because I feel bad. But if you think about it, you're held to her too. You're just a person that's in her way. You know, unless you're like really working on yourself. But even then, when you're really working on yourself, you're not guiding her. You're just kind of pointing her the right way.
No,
She's still got
I
to do
don't
it.
agree with that.
Go
I
ahead.
don't agree with that, Nick. I don't agree with that. You're the same way. You're her hell. No, that's her. That's her hell.
No, what I
Anything
mean
she's
is
dealing with.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, what do
My
you
bad.
mean? No, what do you mean? I may be getting it wrong.
I may be trying to clean it up, but let me just. Maybe I'm cleaning it up, but okay. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm cleaning it up. This is bad, but look, I'm just saying that you know, her being all into you and looking up to you, in the wrong way is she will. It's like you're in her way in a sense. The same way you just said that. Besides the sex, a woman is you're just adding hell to your life. For a woman, you're just adding hell to your life with a man.
No, I agree with that because the caveat you added to that was unless you're working on yourself.
Yeah. And even
which is
then,
the ultimate caveat.
And even then, you're not. You have your own life, so.
100%, and that's that. I mean, what is your life?
I don't know. The stuff I'm trying to let go of. So if I'm trying to let go of all this stuff, then what the heck is left? What is life? I don't know.
Well,
it's like I'm holding on to all this stuff and I'm trying to let go of it. So then what the heck?
As long as you're living life, this is for anybody, because everybody has different circumstances of life, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you're living your life and it's just you, right? It's just you, then your life is all about you. But if you're not with just you, if you find yourself around other people, it's not just about you, but it is about you, if you know what I'm saying.
I do. Fascinating.
It's
Absolutely,
amazing.
sir. Thank you. Anything else you want to say here before we move the wheels?
That black lady you were just showing with the dreads that was talking crazy, I guarantee she's spiritual.
Oh, yeah. I could hear it in the way she speaks. She's totally spiritual. That is funny.
But all right, Nick, I got to go, man.
Of course, man. Call me again. Thank you.
Take care. I'm watching.
Big time.
I got duties.
Yes, sir. Marshall Birdie Bound Brian. Appreciate that,
all right,
sir.
brother, later.
Take care. The 4B movement. Love is needed more than ever, huh? That's why I appreciate all of you and Jesse, and it's crazy that I'm flying this plane with all of you talking about this. Are you feeling what I'm feeling? This is the truth, and I may not understand it myself, but this is the gosh darn truth. We got another call. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Minnesota.
Minnesota, and your name, please.
Jaime.
Jaime, how you doing, Jaime? Appreciate it. You're on the air.
Oh, cool. Hey, I'm just sitting here with my wife and my son.
Pleasure. Nice to have you all on board.
Enjoying the flight. No crying babies, as you can hear.
Yeah, very nice. It sounds like you got them all under control. The cabin appreciates that.
Hey, hello, wife.
Hello, wife.
Hey.
Silly.
Pleasure. Thank you. That's so cool. Right on. How you doing, Jaime? Go ahead.
We're doing pretty good. I was watching all these women. It's all feminism, man. That's what's making these women go crazy. All these things and 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎.
Yeah, that feminism, like when you break it down and you, obviously at this point, at these heights, so many years have passed. We have so many interesting voices that have talked about feminism. At this point, we know it's the spirit of Satan, and women's hate of men is enough so that they'll be willing to end society. It's crazy.
And you know, back in the day, you know, before the internet, this stuff didn't spread so quick. You know, with who are those women? That woman that started the eugenics.
Sanger, right?
Margaret Sanger.
Margaret Sanger.
So she couldn't really spread her ideas like women can now. You know, this third and fourth generation feminists.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think really the internet has shown. My bad. I'm cutting you off. Please go ahead.
It's like the more evolved this social media stuff gets. Because before, you know, internet web pages, you know how they kind of sucked in like the 90s, 95, 98. But now it's so easy. Like this TikTok, I don't use TikTok myself. Saw how addictive it could be.
Right.
So I quick stopped using it, and only time I see TikTok videos now is like when I'm watching what you guys are putting up or what other YouTube person is putting up. But the reels, you know, you just keep on scrolling. I can see they called it doom scrolling, right?
Yes, non-stop scrolling. It's a
the
new.
kids,
Every
they
time
got
you swipe, it's a new video. It's like, wow, it's just everything's so new and amazing. I can't stop.
Got no chance. They got no chance. Kids these days, they got no chance.
I never had a chance. You know what? What you're talking about though makes me think about what social media and that big change has revealed. It really is interesting when you think about it. Because look, phones in our lifetimes and just these last two elections have become ubiquitous, where most people have one in their pockets. That was something that happened really recently. Huge change if you think about it. That you have something that everybody has something like this in their pocket. But what is it? This huge change in technology shows the shortcomings of other parts of society, mainly parenting. Straight up. If technology can change like this and you're just subject to the change of technology, then what's the bottleneck here? What's the shortcoming? It's parenting. Right? They were unable to stand in the way of this change, which can you really expect them to? Maybe not. But you understand me? Now we got to raise them equipped instead of trying to ban it all and change it. We need to raise them equipped because before social media there was nasty stuff in the world. No,
there was.
How were people equipped back then?
How what?
How were children equipped? I guess differently to handle the nastiness. They
of the
world.
Didn't see it. Didn't see it anywhere near as much.
That's an interesting conclusion, actually. Think about that. Hold up. That might be a sufficient societal solution. What I mean by that is that's as far as society can go. Is just don't put it in the forefront. That's as much as society can do. Then the rest of the way is the individual.
Hey, I got to go take care of this baby.
Hey, it sounds like you got to deal with something, sir. Call me again. No problem.
The other people on the flight are going to get mad.
Yep. No problem, man. No problem. Flight attendant's coming down to help you out. No problem.
All right.
Appreciate that. Nice. What a flight. We are going to be descending shortly here. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. It really is time to get prepared for this descent, so kick back and relax a little bit. Descending into LAX. It's been such a nice flight. What can I say? You're definitely going to fly Anchor Baby Airlines again. Safest flight, smoothest flight. Nobody can ever say, hey, your Anchor Baby captain has been taking some mandatory safety lessons too, by the way. I've been training. So no, I want you guys home safe. Incredible. You know, we got maybe a couple more things on population decline as we come into our approach to LAX. But that was another thing that was on my mind. But we pretty much did it. You know, they say decline, 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 but there are more people than ever, right? There are more people on Earth than ever before. So it's parts of the world. It's parts of the world. That's what the population decline people are. You know, even PBS, you know, they talk about it openly at this point. This is from a month ago. They say it openly. And but it's funny, even in this whole report, they talk about population decline. They do mention it, how it's only certain parts of the world at this part of the video.
Gave birth to 5 children. Today, that number, also known as the total fertility rate, has halved to 2.3. Access to contraception, education, and jobs has led to more women delaying childbirth and having fewer children. Today, 2/3 of the global population live in a country where the fertility rate is below the replacement rate at 2.1, which is the...
And then they gloss over this like, yeah, that's the part of the world. Those are the parts of the world. There are other parts of the world. They're not declining, but we're not going to talk about that. What's funny is there's a big question mark over Africa. And if you watch this video and anybody else, any kind of common consensus on the population decline topic, there's a big question mark over Africa. Now, they'll gloss over and they'll say, yeah, just Africa will just give them some time. They'll trend to the same population decline that the rest of the world is trending towards. But I don't know. It's a big question mark. I don't know how you know that. The scientific method, I mean, those are assumptions, if you ask me. And causation is not correlation, all that. It could be. Maybe they'll follow suit, but there's been a lot of question marks over this region of Africa, and there's been a lot of predictions of this area, this region, of what it would end like, and hasn't come true. An interesting part of the whole population decline topic.
To keep the population...
Which
stable.
many are there's a consensus now that it is a crisis. Remember, they were saying Elon Musk was crazy, and he's just a right-wing conspiracy theorist.
So if the current fertility rate stays the same, then by the end of the century, South Korea's population will contract by 62%, Poland and Japan will shrink by half, and Italy and Thailand will be down by about 44%. Oh, and then there's China. The most populous country on the planet for centuries reported its first population decline in 6 decades in 2023. By the end of the century, it will shrink by half. This decline isn't happening at the same rate all over the world. In the US, while the fertility rate is well below the replacement rate at 1.7, the population is still
Kevin Howe has a lot of doubt on this population decline stuff, I think, and I appreciate that. You got to have, when the world is telling you to freak out about something, I appreciate the people. I might be wrong about you, Kevin. Is that true that you harbor some of these skepticisms? Hey, what's up, Jake Hudson?
expected to increase modestly by 2050 because of migration. And birth rates are still high in some countries. For instance, more than half of the globe's population growth in the next 30 years will come from countries in sub-Saharan Africa, especially these 4 countries. But
now, what's going on in these 4 countries? Especially these 4 countries. What's your secret?
especially these 4 countries. But demographers expect that eventually, fertility rates in Africa will follow the trend of the rest of the population.
And I think we're at this moment in
You see where they said they'll follow the trend? Just give them some time. You're very confident, miss.
Rates in Africa will follow the trend of the rest of the population.
And I think we're at this moment in human history where we are trying to figure out if low fertility rates are an aberration or the new normal. I say they're the new normal, particularly for the next couple of decades. And the way population works is math. So if it's low for a couple of decades, that means fewer babies right now who will then age into their reproductive years as smaller cohorts.
Isn't it so funny to have some woman tell you, this woman just... Let me let her speak a bit before I finish here.
So even if their fertility rates go up a little bit, it's a momentum towards smaller.
Demographers like...
So that's an important thing to realize, because there's people today... you know what I get from that when I hear that? The statistical reality of generational cohorts and how you can't really undo things that are already happening. Yeah, you can that's why the population decline topic is so scary for some, because some of this momentum statistically doesn't look like it can be stopped in any unless a radical change happens, right? And what I'm saying is there's a statistical reality to things that are already set in motion. For example, look, the amount of people that are going to be alive in the earth in 2050, that chapter is already written. The people that are going to be alive in 2050 are already born. And if they haven't been born, then they won't be alive in 2050. And that's just the statistical reality. And to some that's scary, but for me, that I realize that you don't have power in these things. So yeah, I appreciate the people talking about it. It might change something. You got to have hope, but not like a false hope, like you're actually fighting, like this might change, no. Hearts are evil, and women hate men. It's so funny to hear these women talk about generational statistical realities. Meanwhile, and the same women talk about climate change. I saw the rest of this video, so I know what she's going to say about climate change. It's like, yeah, you're going to sit up there and talk about climate change. Meanwhile, you're holding the keys. Can you talk a little bit about how much women hate men and how they are willing and they don't want to have babies and all that? Can we talk about that? And not climate change and your dumb statistical realities to freak people out?
If we want to get closer to our target of net zero emissions by 2050, a goal that most of the world isn't on track to reach, and focusing too much on population decline, especially in poor countries where fertility rates remain high, also obscures the fact that it's high-income countries.
You can't change the future. It's already been written. You have no free will. There's something interesting about statistical realities, especially in our immediate future, about generational cohorts. The people that will be alive in 2050, it's already done. It's already been written. And you can't fix that. And the people who are not going to be alive in the year 2050 are already not alive. Okay. Don't you find that interesting? I find it fascinating. The future being written. But yeah, fertility rates. What else about this? The projections, all quite fascinating. I got a caller, though.
Jacob Hudson.
Oh, yeah. We got Jake Husden. How you doing, sir? You're on the air.
Hey, what's up? Good morning. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Welcome on board, Jake. Pleasure.
Hey, Nick. I did send you something, your text message thing. I've been having like a little bit of I've been having a bad day, mental health wise.
You sent me. You sent me a. I don't think I have you. You sent me a message.
On your Google Voice, on your Google Voice thing.
I didn't. I can receive calls there, and I bet you I can receive messages, but I don't usually check those. So don't try and text me to my call number. Just call me.
All right. I just want to tell you that I do. Right now. By the way, I just want to say this is the second time this week I've called you.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
And thank God I don't have to deal with that dang call greeter you got at JLP.
Why? What's up with the call greeter?
The thing is, you guys usually this week had a long line.
Did the call screener treat you in any negative way? I'll handle that.
He was actually very good.
I would be surprised if the call screener treated you badly, he treated you well, right?
When I called it on Hake's show, I had to call him 3 times because number one, I got cut off twice on your call. I got cut off one time because I think my internet is acting up. But
that happens a lot to our callers, man. It's not. I'm sorry, it's just the instability. I don't know. There's something unstable about waiting on hold, and everybody has to wait on hold a lot. So sorry, man. You just got to keep trying. Sorry, man. Also, check your connection. It could be your phone too.
I'm using Google Voice myself.
That could be an issue. Try if you ever want to call Jesse and you don't want to get kicked off on hold. I noticed that internet calls are a little more unstable and they get kicked off of the hold list sometimes. So you just got to be be more persistent and try like your phone or something else.
Yeah. I also want to say I would love to have you on my podcast, Nick.
Hey, email me, man. Email me. Radio at JesseLeePeterson.com. I'm typing it in the chat right now.
All right.
Email me, okay?
By the way, was this week Douglas's birthday?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Hank brought it up when I said I emailed Jesse about it.
Yeah. It may have been.
Also, I got a message back from Joel asking for permission to use my song that I did for him.
I heard a little bit of that you sent him.
The Joel Friday song.
Let's go.
Joel Friday.
No, hopefully he plays that because I want to hear that on the air. I know you made him like a song. Was it AI generated as well?
AI generated. A lot of the songs that I do is AI generated. I use Soma. I think it's SU.
What's it called?
It's like Soma.
Soma. I gotta check it out. I think it's kind of cool that people who wouldn't normally make music get to kind of like try it.
It's actually called Suno. It's actually a free AI program that people use. Also, by the way, I did tag you in something on Substack.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I need to be on Substack a little bit more then.
I've been wanting you on the show. I would love to have, because I had Hake on the show. You were on the show a little bit
for a moment, yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, he's getting ready to do Nick's stream."
I was, but I got to jump in there for a moment to say hi.
Yeah, but I got this question, and I actually been watching the shows. I'm watching True Blue. I'm watching Chris Hansen.
Oh yeah.
I love what Chris Hansen is doing, and I saw him on X5 podcast. Him and the Iron Sheriff. Oh, I just broke a figure now. Great.
You have a figure? What figures are you working on?
What I do is I actually have I got sent a bunch of figures. I had a Batman and others. I even have a Jimmy Hart.
Can you describe a little bit? You mentioned having a bad mental health day. You don't have to talk about it, but what do you mean by that?
someone went into my Twitch chat and actually, I'm gonna PG this since we're on YouTube.
Thank you.
Yeah, basically they said go off yourself, you fat slob.
Dang. And so when he said that, how'd you feel? It made you like, it bothered you?
And this is what I wrote on. I says I banned them, blocked them, and reported them on Twitch.
Nice. Yeah, you don't have to have them in your chat.
I have body. Hey, Nick, I have body. I don't know what to call you. American Anchor Baby, Gonzola.
You can call me any of those. You can call me Nick. You can call me Anchor Baby. You can call me Captain.
Yeah. By the way, I love that you. I love that you do. By the way, I hope this video doesn't get flagged by BuzzFeed again.
No, I'm not gonna let that happen to this one. And by the way, if you wanted to catch that video that got flagged by BuzzFeed, it's back up. Thank you.
You could also watch it on Rumble.
Yes, sir. Yes, you can. Thank you for that. Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Appreciate the shout out.
You could fully, because if you had it on, if you stream it on Rumble, Rumble doesn't do copyright.
And it's still up there. You're right. It was never taken down. I appreciate that. Jake.
So I'm letting you. All right.
Wait, Jake, don't go. You said about that comment on Twitch that it bothered you, and you blocked him. And I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's fine if you block them. They don't have a right to. They don't have to be in your chat.
You want to hear some really. I said you know what? I told myself these trolls, they need to stop.
You get a lot of trolls?
I get a lot of trolls.
I remember you telling me about that you got a lot of trolls.
Yeah, and to the point where I'm having to like lock down my chat. I'm having to have.
Can I ask you, Jake? Don't you think that you're gonna be? Do you think the trolls will ever go away?
No.
No, I don't think they'll ever go away either. I get trolls too, and they'll never go away from me. So we gotta work on not letting the trolls get to us.
Yeah. Hey Nick, can I tell you?
You know what
something?
I'm saying, man? Because like.
Yeah,
because the
I hear you.
You can't let words bother you can't let words bother you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe in the thing what's done in the dark will come out at light.
And it's not even that, because look, nothing they're doing even needs to come out to the light. All you have to do is not let words affect you.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that? You ever thought about words affecting you and why they may affect you?
Hey, is Hake in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Is Hake in the chat?
He may be AFK. He may be AFK. He may be AFK, but I know he's in the first class seat.
Are you at your house or are you at?
I'm at the office. I do Nick stream from the office.
So you're at Bond.
Yes, sir. Right on, Jake. Man, it's always a pleasure. Don't let the trolls. We gotta overcome the trolls because they're never gonna stop.
Hey, listen. I also want to tell you. By the way, I did get paid for that shirt that Hake bought.
Oh, heck yeah!
Paid for that shirt.
I'm waiting to see it.
I'm waiting for him to wear it on stream, on either a Hake report or on an episode of the JLP Hake News. It's not fake news.
Heck yeah! Hey, Jake. I don't normally do this, but I know you were on the Hake. I know Hake report was on your channel. Do you want to shout out your channel? So that people can see that Hake report interview on your channel.
They can go to. Actually, I think Hake has a link for it on his website, HakeReport.com.
HakeReport.com appearances. You're right.
Yeah. Also, they can check me out on Twitter at Huston Husdon Jake. You can also check me out. And by the way, I just also want to say thank you for letting me talk, because anytime I go on shows, sometimes the person cuts me off, or I try not to like take people's time, because I know you're a busy person.
It's no problem, Jake. I'm learning that too. Not cutting people off. I'm learning that too.
Yeah, and the thing is, for me, is like, I just also want to give I really want to give a shout out to Jesse Lee Peterson.
Let's go. Thank you for that.
By the way, I gotta
Big
do
time,
this.
Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm on his note. Beta.
Dang it!
You hit me with a beta.
Nick.
I'm the one that's feeling up. I'm the one that's feeling flustered. You hit me with a beta. I gotta handle
Nick, you cut me off when I was trying to do that. By the way, that's Aaron. That's
I did,
me
sorry.
doing Aaron Imhold from Steel Toe Morning Show doing Jesse.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate that. Hey, Jake.
All right. Hey, you know what the thing is? I just also want to say.
Please go ahead.
By the way, I also want to say that this show's been amazing. Also, I just also want to say check out Joel Friday, James Hake, and JLP. JLP first, then James Hake, then Joel Friday, then the American Anchor Baby.
Big shout outs, big shows.
And by the way, hey, I got something I want to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, he is a troll. He's a master level troll. He's done that to me a couple of times. And I keep falling for it. Right on, Jake. You got me again.
Call from
Kareem, New York.
Hey, caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Nick? Kareem, New York.
Kareem?
And if it's Nick, if it's Kareem.
What's up, Kareem? Welcome. Appreciate your calling. You're on the air.
No, I appreciate you, Nick. If it's all right with the call, can I open up with a poem? Just
Absolutely.
Like 4 lines, and I could tell it to you now.
You're more than welcome to. Go ahead.
I know I'll sort of be on the safe side. When I finger that mac and cheese, I'll be throwing up gang signs.
That's a poem for sure. Poetry. Did you say when I see the mac and cheese?
No,
I need
when
you
I finger the mac and cheese.
Oh, the sun is down. The sun is definitely down. The sun is all the way down with that comment. It's definitely not daytime radio. How you doing, sir? Appreciate your call.
Are we live right now?
We are live.
Oh, so that went on the air?
That went on the air.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm basically calling for a friend. I'm not calling for myself.
Okay.
And he has a problem. He's been going jogging lately.
Uh-huh.
And every time he goes jogging, he sees the same girl. And the other day, she was actually wearing a bodysuit.
Uh-huh.
Now, what does he do?
What should your friend do?
Yes.
Now that he's
the girl's wearing a bodysuit now, he doesn't know how to handle it.
He doesn't know how to handle it? Okay. Let's slow down. Because I have a friend who actually went through a similar situation. Your friend here who has encountered the woman who is now wearing a bodysuit, is he interested in her?
He'll tell you over and over he's not, and that she's madly in love with him, but I don't think she mentions it on her podcast.
Ah, she has a podcast.
So he'll go on and, he'll tell you over and over that she's in love with him, but I don't think that's the case.
And so when you say your friend is having trouble handling, can you describe what you mean? What kind of trouble is he having?
I think it's more like a spiritual battle. It's something within him. He also paints his fingernails white. Don't ask me why.
Oh, well, I say to him to not judge her, not make it a big deal, and let her wear the bodysuit and do her thing. Is he saying anything else about it?
No, that's it. Over and over the same story. Over and over, he's telling us the same story every day.
What's your
maybe we could get you to guide him a little. If he's out there, if he's listening.
If your friend's listening, I'd say, look, I think just treat her like anybody else. And you know what? If she's like trying to get you or something, if your friend is listening, if she's trying to get you, like get your attention and entice you into something, be aware of it. Just be aware. Don't judge her. That's how people are, It's like she's not out there trying to make friends. She's probably trying to get a boyfriend. You know, it's like, so don't be surprised if she stops talking to you. If you for whatever reason don't reciprocate her feelings, don't be offended or feel any way if she stops talking to you, because maybe she's not looking for friends. Most people aren't. So don't diverse. You know what I'm saying? And
baby suit. All right, Bootsy, I'm on the phone. What is it saying? What if they wear a bodysuit to church?
If they wear a bodysuit to church, I'm looking at the. What's your question? What do we do with a woman that wears a bodysuit?
Like, you know, they're wearing a bodysuit to church. Am I going to just skip church that day, or just go in and deal with the hell for an hour?
And where's the hell? Inside of you?
Oh,
watching
silent
her
prayer for an hour.
I think you got. Hey, maybe
what happens when you're in the silent prayer and all you keep hearing is bodysuit over and over?
You face that, man. You face that. That's your sign that you got to face that more than ever. That means you got to be still right now.
Damn. All right. Thanks for the advice.
That is.
Any certain topic we're on today? Maybe I could give some insight of my own.
What do you got to say?
I actually boarded the plane mid-flight. I was like, you know, when you were refueling, I climbed aboard the flight.
It's dangerous stuff, man, but it's a pleasure to have you here. Appreciate you're alive and well. You put all of us in danger, but hey, you're alive and well. What a maverick.
Yeah, whenever I call you, Nick, I'm going to give you a nice poem. And
Nice.
There's another one that's a little longer. If you want me to finish off with it and hop off the line, that's fine, or I could just hop on.
I say we finish off with the poem, sir.
It's just an intro to a deeper poem. That's more like a shout out to Jesse, and it's
and careful to. I know the sun is down, but to Jaime's children who might be listening. But go ahead.
No, that was the most gutter lyrics I had. The other one. This one is more like I'm trapped in a maze deep in my mind. How does it go? I'm trapped in a... No, I'm trapped in a maze deep in my mind. The walls are made of thoughts, all of them are lies. I'm trapped in time. In the past I can't leave behind. In the future I'll never find. I'm trapped in a maze. The walls are made of words, and none of them are mine. Something like that. I have it written down. Next time I'll hit you with the whole thing.
I appreciate that, man. Call me again with that. Some food for thought. Call me again, sir.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Nick.
No problem.
I enjoy listening to you.
Thank you, man. Call me again.
All right. Bye.
Folks, kick back and relax. We're getting ready for that arrival. It's important. All right, folks, we got everything punched into the computer. Everything's looking good, I think. I think there's a bunch of things I don't recognize when you're flying such a realistic representation of the A320neo. But hey, I just need a yoke, I just need some wheels, and we just need to touch some runway, right? As far as I'm concerned, I'm happy with that. Kick back and relax, folks. We are getting close. I can't quite see how close just yet. Where are we? Appreciate the patience.
Tell you that I loved you if I did. It's so strange deciding how to feel about it. It's such strange emotion standing there beside it. I'm home with moonlight on the river, saying my goodbyes. Home, there's moonlight on the river. Everybody dies. See you next time. If I thought there were a next time. Easy conversation ain't exactly where we're at. It's so strange deciding how I feel about you. It ain't like I ain't used to going on without you. I'm home.
All right, folks. Now we're in the final stretches here. We are flying in Los Angeles. We're on LA airspace. And it's just the last few minutes of the show. Unclear where we are in the clouds, and I'm hoping the runway shows up soon. Requires focus. So I appreciate the patience. What can I say?
With moonlight on the river, saying my goodbyes. I'm home. There's moonlight on the river. Everybody dies.
We'd like to do you a gospel quartet song now, if it'd be all right. Y'all like gospel music, don't you? Good. That's fine, because we like it too, and we like to do it for you. We're real proud of our gospel quartets. We take a lot of pains in working them up and getting them just as good as we can get them. And a lot of people really ask for them, you know. And this is probably one of the most requested gospel.
We're going to need God on this landing because we are landing blind, instruments only. I think that's what I'm facing here.
Some come lame, walking in Jerusalem just like John. Along came a woman in Jesus' name, walking in Jerusalem just like John. I want to be ready, I want to be ready, I want to be ready, Lord. Walking in Jerusalem just like John. I want to be ready, I want to be ready, I want to be ready, Lord. Walking in Jerusalem just like John. What did he say? Walking in Jerusalem just like John. I'll meet you there, break of day, walking in Jerusalem just like John. I want to be ready. I want to be ready. I want to be
Hot
ready.
landing.
Walking in Jerusalem just like John. I want to be ready. I want to be ready. I want to be ready. Oh, walking in Jerusalem just like John.
Oh yeah, not hot, not that hot, not that hot, not that hot. A little hot, but not that hot. I was focused. Ladies and gentlemen, your local time is, let me calm down. Your local time is 6:57 p.m., folks. Oh my gosh, what a landing. Thank you so much for being with us. The overhead compartments may have shifted in the, through our trip here, so you don't want to be opening them willy-nilly. Be careful, because they may have shifted during the trip. Please thank your lovely flight attendants for all their help. They will be happy to help you with your connecting flight and all that, so thank them on your way out. Look, folks, you have so many options and many different options to fly, yet you flow with us, and we appreciate it. Your continued patronage here. Flying Anchor Baby Airlines is always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Whew. That's the show, folks. We done did it. You may have lost your drink, but you're alive. You're alive and alive for the next flight. You guys rock. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see y'all Sunday, Monday, and as we keep going, we keep it going. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it if I ever do go live, if I get a wild hair to go live besides my regular schedule. Thank you so much, folks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.
Just like John, I want to be ready. I want to be ready. I want to be ready, Lord. Walking in Jerusalem just like John. I want to be ready. I want to be ready. I want to be ready, Lord, to walk in Jerusalem just like John.